Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It is a bright, y'all see that? Sunny day in Texas. It is, I think, 60 something degrees. It is kind of chilly. I got my hoodie on. Y'all see, I got my hoodie. I'm out here walking. I hope you guys can hear me. We're going to talk about 90 Day Fiance the Other Way, which is a spinoff from the 90 Day Fiance franchise because they have so many. They have like 90 day dating. They have 90 day we on vacation. They got 90 day pillow talk. They got 90 day your mama. They got 90 day your pet. I don't know. They got so many 90 days right now that I don't typically watch 90 Day Fiance, but we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about a few couples. We're not gonna talk about all the couples. Um, we're just gonna talk about the few couples. So normally I don't watch the show and report on the show, but we're gonna talk about it because TLC, your Discovery, whoever do this show, baby, I got some some opinions about these couples. So I'm gonna give you the couple. We're just gonna give you a little brief synopsis about each couple, and then I'm gonna give you my very highly opinion about each couples. Because like I said, I've been watching this, and I normally don't. Normally 90 Day Fiance. Normally it bores me to death because they started bringing back the same couples, just like they do on Life After Lockup. They start bringing back the same dumbass couples over and over again, and so I get tired of seeing the same couples. So I get tired of seeing the same couples over and over again. So that's why I stopped watching. You know, hey Sir Khan, what's up? Y'all gotta excuse me because I am walking. I'm actually trying to get to a point. I'm actually out trying to. I'm multitasking because I'm trying to exercise and I gotta go back to work and I'm trying to do this video. So y'all forgive me, forgive the audio and the visual. Y'all don't need to look at me when I do these videos. Y'all can just sit back and listen and work out or work or clean out your car, do whatever. I am in a mood today. I do have to say, yesterday was our election. Sorry, somebody from work is asking me a question. You putting in work today? I put in work every day. Like I'm always multitasking. So I'm out here exercising, working. Then I got to work my regular job at home, and then I got to do videos. And then I have another YouTube channel which is called Nomadic Kitty. Um, I usually try to put links in my community tab or on my videos. So I'm trying to walk to a bench over here. There's like a park bench over here. Good evening, Jones TV. Hello, but yeah, I'm a little, I'm moving around, so I'm sorry, y'all. If you see the camera movie, I'm on my phone, but I'm trying to get to this park bench over here, so I can talk about what I need to talk about and exercise. Multitasking. This is a very quiet day out here as I work. He said, "Good evening, Jones. Jones TV. You must not be in America then, because it's morning here. Right now, it's like 9 something in the morning." Um, but so good evening. You're new. Anthony is new. Rico first is new. Take care always. Thank you, Jones TV. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, it's morning here. And it's a nice morning. It's been hot in Texas for quite a while. It just got to the point where it's actually fall weather, like in a week. So I'm trying to get to a spot, if you don't know, so we can talk about 90 Day Fiance the other way. I'm going to take the couples one by one. I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of the couple, and we're going to talk about it. Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate it. And I'm not feeling good today. I'm feeling sad on many levels today. Yesterday was our election day, or last night was our election. Yeah, I'm not feeling good today. Like I kind of felt like the same way I did in 2016, but I got through it. But I had my mom with me then. My mom was here. My mom would be shocked and amazed, but not too shocked. I'm not too shocked and amazed at America. So I have options I have places to go, things to do. Y'all see this stuff on my lips? It looks disgusting, but it's actually this fruit based lip gloss stuff, and it gets real sticky. Oh, it's 7:27 or 7:23. Where you're at night? It's 9:23. It's a morning here. Oh, you're in the Philippines. Jones TV is in the Philippines. Uh-huh. So yeah. So uh, yeah, like I feel like I did it 2016, but again, I have my mother then. My mother's passed away since then. She passed away a year and a half ago. So my mom, you may hear a lawnmower. I'm walking down the street and the city has the lawnmowers out here. So I apologize if y'all hear the lawnmower and it gets loud because I'm actually didn't see it until now and I'm walking towards it. I might have to turn and walk the other way. I don't know. But it's morning here. So I'm just trying to get to this spot where I can talk to y'all. But like I said, it's going to get loud. So I do apologize. But I'm trying to get past the city lawnmower. They're out mowing lawn. They're doing their job. They're putting in work today. So I'm not mad. Go ahead, put in work. So uh, as I walk, shout out, ma'am. Shout out? Jones TV, shout out. Shout out. What does that mean? Shout out. Yeah, shout out. Shout out to the guy mowing the lawn. Shout out, sorry. Make sure y'all thumbs up and like the video again as I make my way past the lawnmower. I'm hurrying. I'm hurrying. But anyway, so yeah, you guys are just watching me walk. Like I said, I'm trying to get away from the lawnmower. Yeah, I apologize. But oh, there's a downed tree over here. Look at this. We had a storm the other day. The electricity went out. Where I, I live in Texas. I'm not from here. I'm from Michigan, but I live in Texas. But yeah, we had a storm here the other day. So there's trees. There was hail. So they're still like trying to kind of clean up the yards and stuff. The city is because the trees broke off and stuff like that. So that's what they're trying to do. Is like I said, I'm trying to hurry and get past the lawnmower so I don't have to be screaming and shouting. Um, Here's another tree that looks like it's look. These trees have fell upon hard times. They fell upon hard times. The storm came and knocked them down, so they had to come out here and cut trees and do some lawn work in my neighborhood. So y'all are just saying y'all are taking the scenic route. Come and join me on the scenic route. You may hear a car too because where I'm walking at, there are cars. It's not a busy street, but it's like the main street through my neighborhood. So, but anyway, yes. As I make my way, doo doo doo. Wow, wow, wow. I'm gonna sing for y'all. No singing today. Anyway, yeah, I'm getting past the lawnmower. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about 90 Day Fiance the other way. TV show, reality show. The first couple we are gonna talk about is Adnan and Tiger Lily. Tiger Lily is that. First of all, Tiger Lily. I don't know where I don't know a lot of backstory about Tiger Lily and Adnan. Tiger Lily is from where I'm at. Like she's from Frisco, Texas. And so that's not too far from where I'm at. Tiger Lily apparently has a child or two. She has some kids, but she kept her kids off the show. And she was online and met this 23-year-old guy from Jordan named Adnan. And so they started a relationship. She's only been talking to him for like 4 to 5 months, I believe. Like I said, if I get these details wrong, make sure y'all correct me in the comment section, either live or not live comment section. But so Tiger Lily is older. I don't know how old Tiger Lily is. She looked like she's in her 40s, maybe. I don't know. Like Tiger Lily, like what? When I see her without the makeup on, she looks like she's had entirely too much work done. Like she looks like she's had a nose job, Botox. Like I can tell when people have had work done. And so Tiger Lily looks like she's had work done. And I'm not hating on her. I'm not trying to disparage her in any way. But I'm just saying that She looks like the type of chick that had work done when she was like in her 30s. And so when you have cosmetic surgery done, and then after like 5 to 10 years, your face starts like it starts to sag, it starts to look weird. So to me, Tiger Lily has a very she has that the puffy lips and the cheeks, and so I can tell the Tiger Lily has had work done. Like I said, I'm not trying to hate on her, but when you have work done in your 30s and time goes on, it starts to look weird. Like your face starts to look weird. And so to me, Tiger Lily is an attractive woman that would probably be more attractive if she didn't get that stuff done to her face. Like to me, like I said, I don't know what kind of lifestyle she leads. I don't know much about Tiger Lily than what we see on the show. I'm not on these people's social media, so I don't know much about her. I just know she has kids. She's been married before. They said that she got some money. I mean, living in Frisco, you can't be that rich. Frisco is not like this really big, rich suburb of Texas. It's to do, but it ain't that to do. So I don't know. So she went online. I don't know where, Facebook or something, and she met this 23, 24-year-old guy from Jordan, the country Jordan, by the way, named Adnan. And Adnan's a good-looking guy. Um, so she only been talking to him, like I said, 4 or 5 months. She went to the show. She flew. So the whole point of the show is Americans are going to these other countries and meeting the person that they've been talking to online or the person that they've been dating. So that's the premise of the show, by the way, if you don't know the premise of the show. So Tiger Lily flew to Jordan to not only meet Adnan, but to marry Adnan. So she barely talked to this dude for 4 or 5 months. She flew to Jordan to meet this dude and to marry him all in the same trip. So, oh my God. Um, Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. My internet is messing up. But anyway, um, so I may have to go off because I may have to send somebody a message. So I was supposed to be in a meeting this morning, but I'm actually dropping my kid off at camp. I had to drop my kid off at camp this morning. But anyway, so she goes to meet this guy and marry, and like the wedding is all set up. Like they have this really bomb wedding. Like this wedding is 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 slaps. Like this wedding is a really nice wedding. Her dress is nice. He looks nice. The whole family's there. Everything's there, and it just seems very rushed. But they are like in a hurry to get married again. On 90 Day Fiance, I don't know why these people are in such a hurry to get married. Sometimes when they're bringing them to America, I get it because they're trying to secure a visa. But when they go to other countries and they marry these people really quick, sometimes it's because they're trying to bring them back to America, and there's a certain waiting period, and then like I don't really understand the ins and outs of the visa thing and why they got to marry these people so quickly. I don't get some of that. So maybe some of y'all can explain it to me as to why they get married so quickly. Like I said, I think because she's planning to bring Adnan from Jordan to America. I think that's how it goes. So she meets him. They rush the wedding. The whole entire time, she also goes over there and she brings her two friends with her. She has a guy friend and a girlfriend. She calls her Glam Squad. She, Tiger Lily is annoying. Like the way she talks is annoying. The way she acts is annoying. She sounds dumb. I'm not saying she's dumb. She sounds dumb. She talks in this voice like this. Like, oh my God. Hey, like I can't stand people who talk like that because it makes them sound dumb. And so I'm not saying the lady's dumb. I don't, like I said, I don't know what she does for a living, how she makes her money, but apparently she has money. I don't, on these reality shows, until I see some bank receipts or something like that, I really don't be believing these shows because they claim that people have all kinds of things, and these people be living in Airbnbs, and these people be driving rental cars, and they be talking about they have money, but they really don't be having money like that. So who knows? Like I said, they try to these reality shows try to bend and weave any kind of narrative, to make it fit for the show. And sometimes when people go digging, they'll find out reality is the realization is that reality says no, this person is not rich, this person does not have money, this person literally has nothing. Like they're not rich, they don't have money. So I guess she goes to meet Adam, and they arguing about gender, they arguing about equality. Adnan and Tiger Lily, the whole entire episodes that they're on, all I do is see them bicker. Why would you want to marry somebody just to sit there and argue with them? They're arguing over religion. They're arguing over because Adnan is supposedly supposed to be Muslim and conservative. And sorry to long people. Let me get past it. So supposedly Adnan is supposed to be Muslim and conservative, and he's like, "Well, a woman shouldn't. My wife shouldn't do certain things. A woman shouldn't do certain things." Like we've seen this all before with Muhammad and Nicole and everything like that. So we've seen this before. However, however, hold on. Y'all give me a minute. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, you guys. I had to send somebody a message. I was supposed to be in a meeting, but I had to miss that meeting. So, so people are online, people are YouTubers, um, are upset because they were like, well, Tiger Lily didn't do her research. No, she doesn't know anything about being a Muslim. She doesn't know anything about Jordanian culture. She doesn't. Seems like she doesn't know much about Adnan. Period. Like she just married this dude. I think because he was good looking, and I think Adnan married her because he wanted to come to America and she's cute. But like the way they go about it is like they don't know nothing about each other. To me, Adnan and Tiger Lily have no chemistry. I don't care what anybody says. They have zero, zero, zero chemistry. None. They have no chemistry. When I watch them, it's like watching brother and sister. Like they seem like they have no chemistry. Like they're attracted to each other, but I mean, I'm like, what did they talk about for 4 or 5 months when she was talking about going to Jordan? What did they even talk about? Because it just seems like they didn't talk about anything that had to do with a relationship or marriage or even friends. Like, I think I talked more with my friends about their lives than Adnan and Tiger Lily did. And then they want to get married and they haven't talked about anything about their lives. So I just find it real odd and strange. Like, it almost to me, I don't know. I get this vibe of Tiger Lily and Adnan that this is not a real relationship. Like, do y'all understand what I'm saying? I don't think Adnan and Tiger Lily have a real relationship. Like, that's just the vibe I get. The vibe I get is real, like fake relationship. Like, it doesn't seem real. It just seems like two people who wanted to be on a reality show. And Tiger Lily to me just seems like somebody who's maybe pushing a brand and she wants to sell something. And Adnan seems like he wants to be a model or he wants to be an influencer. It just seems like two people who are on this show with an agenda and they have some kind of business agreement and business deals. And don't y'all tell me that this shit don't happen. There are plenty of people on reality shows that I feel personally, couples that are no longer together, most of them, that I feel like they had business deals. I feel like that two people come on and be like, let's create this love story. Let's pretend that we're together, and then and maybe they are like together intimately wise and they're attracted to each other, but and then they're not together in that kind of way. But Adnan and Tiger Lily just gives me the feeling of a fake relationship. And like I said, until I see like some legal documents where they're married, I throw a side eye to any of these couples because you can have a wedding and you can have a dress and the family and the friends and the banquet. You can do all that, but it don't mean that you're really, really married. You know what I'm saying? Legally married. Adnan and Tiger Lily seems fake to me. So they clash all the time over values, over religion, over double standards. I know men who are Muslims. I tell people all the time I've dated Muslim men. And I did what Adnan is saying is absolutely positively ridiculous. Absolutely positively ridiculous. I mean, and Muslim people vary just like Christians do or anybody else. So people have a different idea of what it means to be a Muslim or to be a wife. And the people drag Tiger Lily like, well, she should have known what she was getting into. But don't he want to come to America? So my point is, sorry, truck. My point is that you're gonna marry an American woman. Tiger Lily's social media has her all on the social media, wearing what I would consider I considered standard clothes. But then as a Muslim man, knowing Adnan, he wouldn't like it. He would, but that's the woman that you met her like that. I don't understand why in the right mind, maybe somebody explain to me why a Muslim man would want to get with a woman that's not conservative. Tiger Lily is not conservative. Why you would get with a woman who's not your culture, who's not Arab American, she's not Islamic American, she's just American. She's just whatever race that she is. I don't think Tiger Lily is Caucasian. But why would you get with somebody that's not your culture, that doesn't know anything about your culture, not your religion, that don't know anything about your religion, and then you want to marry them and be like, okay, I'm gonna try to ease them in and change them. Who goes about a marriage like this? Not unless you're trying to get a damn green card. So, you know, I'm trying to get away from the lawn people. Not unless you're trying to get a green card. Now, if you're trying to get a green card, you're willing to put up and sleep with anything. But like I said, like I said, not unless he want to come to America. And if he does want to come to America, and that's why they got married so quickly. Well, like I said, I missed that part. Then my whole point is that if you want a green card that bad, then if Tiger Lily's saying there's a double standard, then don't you think you need to put up and shut up? Don't you think you just need to shut up and deal with it? You trying to get a green card? I think you should STFU, shut the f up, and just be like, okay, babe, yeah, yep, okay. When Tiger Lily's like, I don't want I-9 to be on there, cavorting and getting out the shower with no shirt on. Okay, like I don't understand the point of you trying to have your cake and eat it too. That's what I don't like about these Muslim relationships. Is this what I don't like about these Muslim men marrying these American or British women? It's like they try to have their cake and eat it too. And I think that's not fair. To me, it's either or. You know what I'm saying? Either or. It's like if you want somebody traditional, you want somebody that has the same values that you have, then go marry you a Muslim woman. Go find you a Muslim American woman who lives here in the United States or the UK or Canada or whatever, and marry a Muslim American woman. I do not agree with Muslim men or women marrying people from another country that's not the same culture, that's not the same religion, and then them getting frustrated because they're trying to issue rules and edicts according to their culture and their beliefs and their religion. If you want that, go get a woman like that, Adnan. If you want a Muslim woman, you want a woman to act a certain way, then get a woman of your culture. She doesn't have to be in Jordan. She could be in America. There's plenty of Muslim people worldwide. He could have picked a Muslim woman. You picked an American woman. She looked like a damn stripper. So you gonna be with a woman who looked like a stripper, and then you gonna try to change her. Man, come on now. Anyway, enough about them. Cause they both, and then same thing with Tiger Lily. She gonna get a man that's not in her culture, don't know anything about his religion, his culture, his language, his food. She don't know nothing. All she knows, he's 24 years old, he cute. That's the reason to get married. Okay, girl. Okay, okay, okay. So we're gonna get off Tiger Lily and Adnan. We're gonna move on. The next couple we're gonna talk about is, let's see, who we're gonna do next. Niles and Matilda. Now, Niles is a gentleman. He's an African American man. He lives in America. He's in his 30s, I believe, late 20s, early 30s, I believe. He online met a chick from Ghana named Matilda. Matilda's just as cute as she could be. She's like in her late 20s, early 30s. So they've been talking to each other for, I always forget how long. I forgot how long Niles and Matilda talked to each other. But he's gone to Ghana to meet her. Now, apparently, before he went to Ghana, off camera, we didn't see. Apparently, Niles told Matilda that he wanted to marry her. when he came to Ghana. So that's what she told her family. That's what she told her friends. That's what she was under the impression of. That's what I kind of got. But as Niles was talking to producers while he getting on the damn plane, he sat there and said that he basically got cold feet. So whether he was telling Matilda he wanted to get married before he got there or not, we don't really know. We didn't see that part. But I think that Niles did tell Matilda that he wanted to marry her when he got there. But I think that he changed his mind. I think he thought about it more, and maybe family and friends are like, don't you need to get to know her first? And like I said, I totally agree with that. Like I'm not hating on Niles for not wanting to get married to somebody when the first time you're meeting them, you're going to get married like these other couples do. I'm not hating on Niles for that. What I'm hating on Niles for, and by the way, Niles says that he's autistic. He's on the spectrum. And like I said in my other video, I don't know anything about autism. I'm not an expert on autism. I don't know anybody autistic. I'm not autistic. So I can't really speak to what his deficiencies are. I know a little bit about autism from what I've seen in documentaries and read in books, but that's not enough, for me to be an expert or to judge him in any type of way. Like some other content creators were judging Niles and everything. I just have questions. I just have curiosities and I just have questions. Again, I'm not autistic, so I'm not going to drag this man because of what he did. But in my mind, Niles got cold feet, which and like I said, to me, is very understandable. Who wants to go to another country and you first time meet somebody, you're supposed to get married? But I think that's what he told Matilda over the phone, over the internet, over video chat or whatever. I think that's what he told her. So he gets to Ghana and she's like expecting a wedding. And then he gets there, and so she's telling about her culture, traditions in Ghana, and he buys her an outfit, and he's doing all these things to soften the blow because he knows he's not going to marry her. He tells the producers, "I'm not going to marry." He tell everybody. He tell us. He tell the producers. He tell God. He tell his friends that he didn't want to marry. He tell everybody, but he didn't tell Matilda that he didn't want to get married. So he told everybody but her. So he's there in Ghana. She's there, and she's under the impression that they are going to get married. That he's buying her an outfit. He even goes so far as buy her a ring. Like he and then he turns out and been like, well, no, I really don't want to marry you. And he finally like they sit down to dinner and they're about to go meet her parents. She didn't told all her parents and her family. She didn't told God and everybody they get married. And then he's like, oh yeah, by the way, I don't want to get married. I was like, Matilda was like, what? You lied to me. And then he tried to like back out of it and was like, well, no, I didn't really say we were gonna get married per se for sure. So Niles is a whole liar. He's a liar. He says it has to do with autism. There's something called masking. I have looked that up, and there is such a thing as masking when people try to lie to please people, and it just kind of snowballs. So again, I'm not hating on that, but I'm saying that Niles should have been honest with Matilda from the jump. He should have been honest with her from the get go, from day one. Since when he talked to her on the phone before he went to Ghana, he should have told her that he didn't want to get married, and that's where he effed up. And so there's a knocking ceremony. So he decides to go ahead with it and actually go ahead and meet her family. And so they fly because again, all her family has gathered, and I'm sure that Matilda's family are of meager means. And so for them to all gather and get together and have food and it costs money. And so he's wasted these people's time, these people money. Matilda's like, I'm gonna be embarrassed. I'm gonna be shamed. Like when once my family knows that I'm not getting married, they're gonna be looking at me sideways and cross-eyed, which is true. And nobody wants to be shamed in front of they friends and their family, especially when you're all excited saying you're gonna meet this. I'm sure she probably told her family and friends, "Oh, I done met this American man, and we're gonna get married." You know what I'm saying? She probably didn't big up him, and so he tells Matilda the truth, and then she cries and gets upset, and she's like, "Okay, well, I understand that he's autistic and blah blah blah, and he lied." And so she decides to forgive him, which again, like some other content creators have said, how much of this is forgiveness and how much of it is because they're under contract, y'all. Like these people go on these shows and they're under contract. So how much is the when these people talk about they forgive people and then you're sitting there going like, no way, no way, no way I would even see this person again. Especially if he lied to me saying we were gonna get married and we didn't get married. Who in their right mind gonna be like, well, yeah, I forgive you. I think a lot of this is just the show. So Niles and Matilda are getting ready to go visit her family, and he goes and get a haircut. And then the guy at the haircut is like, oh yeah, the family could put curses on you. Like if you don't follow through and you lie, the family could get mad and they get chicken out. They get slicing the chicken up, get the chicken bones on your ass and curse you. And so now Niles is all freaked out because he's like, oh my God, oh my God. And Niles and Matilda, I'm pulling for them, even though Niles did lie. And again, I'm not dragging Niles for not wanting to marry Matilda. I'm dragging him because he lied to her and said that he wanted to marry her and had her do all this. So I understand him not wanting to marry her when he first met her. And I support that. He shouldn't want to marry her after first meeting her. He should for sure waited. But just the way he went about it. So I tell people sometimes it's not what you think or what you feel or the decision that you have to make. It's how you do. It's not what you do, it's how you do. And that's a lot of it. That's just a life lesson for all you young people out there. Because I didn't live enough life. I didn't live my life on this planet 50 years. And I'm telling y'all, it's not what you do, is how you do it. You could give somebody the worst damn news ever, and it's just the way you put it to people softens the blow. You know what I'm saying? So it's how you talk to people. It's how you deal with people. Deal with people in an honest way, and be upfront, even if it hurts their feelings. Just be upfront, and just let the chips fall where they may. And if they get upset and they don't want to f with you no more, then they don't want to f with you no more. I mean, that's everybody's decision. That's a person's decision. But the way Niles and Matilda, I'm pulling for them. They're really cute together. I like them as a couple. I know Niles has deficiencies and with autism, but I hope that they really can like work it out. And he said he wants to do the knocking ceremony, do the Ghanaian ceremonies, and then he wants to come back after a couple of months, and then he wants to marry her. So we'll see. I still not convinced that Niles really wants to marry her. I think Niles is scared to marry her, but that's just me. So we'll see if they ever get married or not, because I think maybe he's going to delay it again and delay it again. I don't think Niles wants to marry Matilda right now. I don't think that he's convinced that. And then again, Matilda may be in it for a green card, because can't nobody tell me that most of these people on this show in another country, the reason why they talk to these people and put up with this stuff is because they want a green card and they want to be on the show. I don't care what anybody say. I may like Matilda and everything like that, but most of these people are trying to get out their damn country and come here, which coming here it ain't what it is, boo. Like people think they come here and they think America's like this land of paradise, and then they come here and they realize that it's a lot of struggle here. So, these people will do anything to be on TV and to be in America. So that's Niles and Matilda. So that's neither here nor there. We're gonna move on. So what other couples on here? We're gonna talk about Via and Sunny. Via is from the United States. She's like 26, 27. Sunny, he lives in South Africa. His heritage is Indian. They met online. I forgot how long they've been talking. I always forget how long these people have been talking because it's just so Via, like Leah, but a V. I forgot what state she's from. I don't know. She's moved around several times. And so she finally, gets up the money and she's gonna go see Sonny in South Africa. Her dumb ass decides to take her ex-boyfriend with her. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, Via decides to take her ex-boyfriend with her to South Africa to meet the dude that she supposedly loves and wants to be with, yada yada yada. And she takes him, and the Sonny in South Africa doesn't know that she brought along her ex, because she said that she didn't feel safe. She didn't want to go by herself. And again, once again, just like with Niles, I understand Via not wanting to go to South Africa by herself. I get it. I understand that she's never traveled internationally before. She said she's never really traveled that much, period. or she couldn't take a girlfriend with her. She can take a homegirl. So I don't know if the producers set this up, because some of this stuff, y'all, the producers set this stuff up. So I don't know if this is set up by the producers or this is really her, because it's not like she's really going alone. Via has camera crew. She has a producer. So it's not like she's really like there by herself. Okay, she has camera crews, just people there. So I don't know. Maybe she didn't want to. I don't know. Like I said, to me, this just smells of the producers just setting something up. That's what it seems like to me. In 90 Day and all these reality shows, they set up scenarios and they do goofy stuff like this just for drama. So of course she goes to South Africa. Sunny makes her food. She don't want to eat the food. Once again, another dum dum who doesn't understand anything about culture, about the other person's culture. I have no idea. Now, out of all the couples that rub me the wrong way, um, Via rubs me the wrong way. She rubbed me the wrong way since I seen her on the episode. And this is before we didn't know anything about her. Now, since then, there has been some information that has come out about her, and about her life. And so we're going to get into that in a minute. But so she goes to see Sonny, and then he's at a hotel. He's at a hotel. And she like, well, I barely even know you. I don't want to sleep with you, everything like that. And again, I don't have no issues with Via not wanting to sleep with Sonny on the first day that she get there, whatever. Da da da. Sonny seems a little bit disappointed. In the background, not in the background, but the ex boyfriend is staying at another hotel, so she's texting the ex, like her and the ex was on the plane taking pictures. She's texting the ex. She's letting the ex know the play by play, and I'm just like, okay, this is not going to end well. So Sonny shows her around. They go out, they have a good time, yada, 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 woo, woo, woo. So then a couple of nights later, she still ain't did nothing with Sonny. Sonny somehow sees her phone and see a picture of her and her ex together on the airplane. And so he asked her about it. He was like, isn't this your ex-boyfriend? What picture is this? This picture, was taken on the plane. So finally Via admits that yes, she came to South Africa and she brought her ex dude with her. So Sonny, of course, gets mad. He did it. He was better than me. Sonny don't explode. Sonny just gets upset, and he don't cuss her out. He ain't trying to fight her. He was just like, "How could you do this? Why would you do this?" And she was like, "Well, I don't want to come here by myself." And da, da, da. Okay, she couldn't get a relative. You couldn't get a friend. You couldn't get a neighbor. Hell, she could have called me. Look, if anybody watching this and you on 90 Day and you don't want to go to another country by yourself, I'm telling y'all right now, y'all leave, drop me a message in the comments, and Miss Kiki will come with you. I don't even know you, but I will come with you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you need somebody to tag along with you, and you a lady, and you're gonna be on 90 Day Fiance, I'll pretend to be your friend. We can go. Just let me know. I'm ready to go, girl. I'm ready to go. Like I got my own airfare. If I could get the TLC or whoever to pay for the accommodation, we cool. I can pay for my own round trip ticket. We cool. Like, what I'm saying? I just need TLC or Discovery or whoever to pay for my hotel. I'll pay for my own airfare. We good. So you don't have to be out here taking ex boyfriends and ex lovers with you to go meet your next man. She was foul for that. What what observation I had to say with Via and Sonny? Via and Sonny have no chemistry. Via and Sonny have no chemistry whatsoever. Via, and then my observation about Via, I don't know this lady. It's nothing personal, but Via looked real old in the face. Like she looked real old in the face. She's supposed to be like 27 years old. Via looked like she about 47. So to me, like I ain't trying to be rude. I ain't trying to be funny, but she looked either like she had a hard ass life or she on some kind of substances. Like, what I'm saying? I'm not trying to throw nobody. I'm not trying to besmirch. I'm just giving my opinion. Like, some of these people look hard in the face. So many women, from America, they look busted. They look hard in the face. They look like they've been something. Like I said, some things have come out recently about Via, things that were posted months and months ago before she even got on the show. Um, I'm trying to think. What were they saying about Via? That she was apparently part of some organization that she whistle blew on. That they were like, I don't know, trafficking people. Like it's a whole thing. There's a YouTuber called Mad Moving, and you can go look at his videos. He did a whole video about Via and her past that some other YouTuber or some other blogger had pulled up, saying that she was part of some kind of company. I don't know if she went there to get help. I don't know if she worked for this company, but apparently this company or this organization was trafficking women or using women or doing them dirty and not helping them and just taking the money from the government and taking people's money and kind of like holding them hostage. Because apparently Via was homeless and she had no place to go, and then she, she was saying that her brother died, and she had a bunch of tragic stuff really happened to her. And again, I'm a compassionate person. I'm all like, I'm sorry. So in this episode, she tells Sonny that yes, she brought her ex-boyfriend along, and that apparently with her ex-boyfriend they were together for I don't know how long, for years, and she got pregnant by the dude and she lost the baby. And I mean, I'm just sitting there going, what? And then saying that she lost her brother, and the I forgot her ex-boyfriend's name. I don't know his name, Roy or Royce or some with an R. Let's call him Roy. But apparently her ex Roy was there for her when she lost her brother. So as being Sunny, this wouldn't make me feel any damn better. So apparently you have a deep emotional attachment to this man. And so how can you compete with somebody like that? How would I feel if I had a boyfriend, which I don't? If I had a man and he's telling me that his ex been there for him and his ex is his support system, and him and his ex had a baby and they lost the baby, and him and his ex has been there for him when his brother and sister died. Like, how would I feel about that? You crazy that my ex-boyfriend is gonna be there for me through thick and thin, and he's basically like my support animal. Like he's basically like all I got. And then I'm supposed to be okay having a boyfriend and telling him that, like I'm like, because the ex was telling her, well, you should tell him the truth about your past. How the hell do you talk to somebody in another country for that you met online for so long? Again, I say it over and over again on these 90-day fiance shows, these love after lockup. I say it over and over again. What the hell do these people talk about for months and months and months? And some of these people, years and years and years. What do y'all talk about? Do y'all just send messages like, hey, what are you doing? Nothing. Hey, what's up? Not like is what do you talk to somebody online when y'all have nothing, you're not meeting face to face, you're not going out on dates, you're just talking. You have nothing but time to text and talk. And then some of these people are texting and talking and video chatting and they're falling in love with these people. What are you falling in love with? What kind of conversations? These are questions that I need to know on these shows but never get answered. I need to know what kind of conversations that they were having. Like, were they just surface level conversations? What are you doing? What are you eating? Where are you going? Where's your mom at? Like, these are all surface level conversations, right? These are not deep conversations. How does Sunny not know things about her past? How does Sunny not know, like, deep seated traumatic things? Does he know that Vea was homeless? Does he know any of these things? She was homeless before. She was on the streets. She was like, apparently had some problem with her parents are dead and she was adopted and she's possibly an ex-addict. Again, this type of shit makes me angry. Like that, this type of person, like I said, I don't know Via. I ain't got nothing against her, but this type of person makes me angry because I have personally experienced this. So maybe that's why she irks me so bad. And so maybe that's why, it strikes a nerve with me because I've been through this. I have been with somebody that had a myriad of issues that they did not tell me they had a myriad of effing issues. I have been with somebody that had addiction problems, um, not like Via. Like he was, he wasn't like, having like being adopted and, possibly SA, like all this stuff. These are things that you need to tell somebody. Like you may not tell them like from the jump, like the get go, like, hey, how you doing? And y'all meeting. But as you get to talking to somebody, and especially if it's a long distance thing, even if it's not a long distance thing, people need to tell people like I could go off on relationships all day. But like I said, Via and Sunny, it struck a nerve with me because I've been with people, not just one person, but I've been with people who did not tell me what their past traumas was. I've been with people who did not tell me that they had been through some shit. Now look, I'm a compassionate person, but I tell people all the time, a relationship is not a mandate. When I say a mandate, I mean it's not like when I say mandate as in you're not entitled to be in a relationship. You there are people out there who feel like they're entitled to be in a relationship, and no matter what they've been through and the stuff that they have not worked through and the trauma that they have not worked through, then everybody wants to be with you. Then like you deserve to just lie by omission. And people are just supposed to understand. Look, I'm telling people right now, not everybody wants to go through your shit. Not everybody wants to deal with the person that's been through a lot of trauma. I don't know if Vea has worked through her issues. I hope she has. It doesn't seem like she's worked through her trauma. So my point is, I tell people out there, not just on this show, but in real life, be honest with people about your life. The reason why I'm single, and the problem with relating, well, there's a lot of reasons why I'm single. But hell, the reason why I don't deal with men, today, because there's a lot of men out there who, I've met, like when I say meet, I mean talk to online. But, they have all kinds of issues. They ain't got no job. They just got out of jail. Their financial system's messed up. Their situation's messed up with their children. Like, and then once you start talking to somebody, you find this shit out like months and months and months later. Nobody wants to be with somebody and then you find out months later, oh yeah, by the way, like I was abused as a kid. Oh yeah, by the way, I was SA. Oh yeah, by the way, I have trust issues with men, being alone with men because I have all kinds of like sexual traumas. Um, yeah. So you didn't think to mention that in any of the conversations that you had? Like, and then like I said, when people do this, people know what they're doing. Like I don't like some people online felt bad for Vaya and they know her story, but I'm like, okay, if she got all that going on, she need to get therapy. She needs to get help. Has she gotten therapy? Has you gotten help? There are so many people out there using relationships as therapy. Like I'm telling you, like we talk about this all the time. Like me and my single friends, like we talk online and offline. We talk about this all the time. There's so many people out there, men and women, no matter what race, culture, are using relationships as therapy. Like this is the thing now. Like I don't want to think about my trauma. I don't want to work through my issues. I don't want to discover who I am, what I am, even if what I like in a relationship. People don't even know how to conduct a relationship, but they get in relationships. They're not healthy people. And then they're out here getting in relationships. And then they act like, well, if you love me, it should be okay. No, ma'am. No, sir. It is not okay. Not everybody wants to put up with your ish. Not everybody wants to deal with a person who's experienced a lot of trauma. Not everybody wants to deal with a man or a woman that has lots of baggage. Not everybody wants to deal with that. And it's my right, your right, everybody right as a person to not deal with certain things. There are certain things in men that I will not deal with. I will not deal with men who are incarcerated. I will not deal with men who are former addicts. I've been through it and I don't want to deal with it. I have my own experience with that. Dating them, not me, I'm not a former addict or anything like that, but I've dated a man like that. It doesn't fit my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't fit who I am. It doesn't fit my lifestyle. I've never been incarcerated. I've never been on drugs. I'm not an alcoholic. None of that. So the idea when somebody wants to talk to you and trying to get to know you, and then they tell you this is from my personal experience, and they tell you like, well, I went to rehab and I've been in jail before, and you're like, okay, sorry, we're gonna have to end this here. And then they get an attitude with you like, Well, I deserve love and blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, you do, but I'm not the one for you. Give that person that right. I have a right to be like, no, that's not for me. I have a right to be like, I don't feel like dealing with that. No, no offense to that person. I'm not saying that they're an awful person or they haven't worked through their issues. The point is that I don't have the patience and time in my life to deal with somebody like that. And it's nothing against them. It's just my personal preference. So people get an attitude these days when you tell them about certain things that you don't want to deal with. Because people feel like being in a relationship is the mandate. So for me, for Via and Sunny, if she felt uncomfortable coming to South Africa, she should have told him that. If she thought she was going to bring her ex, she should have told him that. And let the chips fall where they may. The idea that somebody's going to get mad at you because you brought your ex and you got a problem with it, and the person's like, why you got a problem with it? Who, because you weren't honest with me. Well, we're just friends and we're not doing anything. And he's just my support person. And then, okay, but not everybody wants to deal with your ex being your person. No, there are people out there. I wouldn't even deal with dating a dude and that him and his ex girlfriend are best friends. I don't want that. I'm good. Who's like, I'm good. I don't want to put up with that. And can't nobody tell me what. It's no big deal. I don't have. You may not have a problem with it, but I have a problem with it. I don't want to date a man where they're best friends with their ex. I don't, especially if him and his ex were together for a long time and they had a baby together. And let's just say, she had a miscarriage or something. I don't want to. I do not want to date a man that's best friends with his ex girlfriend. And again, I have the right to be like, no, that's not for me. And if you don't like it, so it is what it is. And so the idea that people out here getting in relationships is therapy. People being in relationships thinking it's a mandate, think that they deserve to be in a relationship. I'm here to tell people and everybody out there, you don't deserve to be in a relationship. A relationship is not a mandate. It's not like I'm required and I deserve to be. No, you have to be ready to be in a relationship. And the situation with Vaya and Sunny irks me because she don't need to be in no relationship. She need to go get her mind right and go get her life somewhere. She need to go figure out what she want to do in life, get her life together, then go be in a relationship. So that's what I feel about Vaya and Sunny. Then we're gonna get into uh, Chitty and Rain. Chitty and that's her name? Rain. Rain and Chitty. Rain is from the United States. I believe she's from New Mexico. She lives on a farm. This lady has children. God help those children. I feel bad for those kids out there. And she has been talking 5 years. Now, that's what I do know. To an African guy in Nigeria named Chitty. He is blind. I know, folks, he's blind. So Chitty can't see. He's blind. They've been talking online. And so she went all the way to Nigeria to meet Chitty. Chitty lives with his sister, his brother-in-law, and his nephew. Chitty cannot take care of himself. Chitty, I believe, works with his sister. Um, I believe they have some kind of market or business or something. And Chitty's been blind for years now. I don't think he started out that way, but he has some kind of condition like glaucoma or something like colon, like something with his eyes. The reason why he can't see. So that's it. So Rain says that the reason why she got with Chitty, one of the reasons, because he was blind and he couldn't see. Rain has had a history of marriages, relationships that apparently have been disastrous. Like I said, she has two kids. She has a boy and a girl, and I feel bad. And they're older kids. So she goes all the way, and like again, Rain, I think she's like in her 30s. She has sunken eyes. She has black circles around her eyes. She looks weird. She has really weird beliefs. So I can't say weird. She believes, I can't say people's beliefs are weird. She believes what she believes. Aliens and conspiracy theories and all this stuff. As to how much Chitty knew about this before, when they started talking, I don't know. It's dubious. Some people said, there's been hints that they talked a lot. Of course, in 5 years, that's a lot of talking. So he had noticed she had some sort of these kind of beliefs. Chitty is actually very religious, Christianity, like normal Christianity. So again, as to how much they talked about this, I'm not really quite sure. It's weird. But she gets to Nigeria. She don't get a hotel room. She decides to stay, because Chitty's sister's like, stay here, hospitality, right, whatever. So she stays there, and it started out good for like an episode. It was okay. They meet at the airport. They seem to be, have a chemistry, but it started to go wrong because Rain wants to get the friction on with Chitty. She wants to have sex with Chitty. It's been years since she's been trying to get her a piece of man chid. She wants a piece of Chitty's banana. So he tells her, which again, I don't know if this is made up for the show. I don't know if this is, I don't know. But he tells her, I don't know if he changed his mind, maybe. He had a right to say that he doesn't want to have sex with her. He doesn't want to have sex before marriage. So she got to stay in the same place with him. And he got to sleep in one room and she got to sleep in another. So Rain didn't take that very well. She's like, I didn't came all the way over here and he's talking about it's his religious beliefs. Which again, why didn't you say this before she got on the plane? That it was his religious belief. I don't, like I said, I don't think he did. I don't know if he did. He wrong if he didn't. So he's wrong for that. But instead of Rain just moving on, she like it just seems as the episode goes on, she get angry and angrier about them not having alone time together. It just seems like she gets more hostile. And then like the hostility is kind of instead of directed at Chitty, it's directed at his sister specifically. Like it's like somehow it's the sister's doing that Chitty doesn't want to sleep with her. And Chitty's sister is kind of like, if you read between the lines in episodes, she doesn't trust Rain because Rain wants to take Chitty back with her to America, and Chitty's sister's like, well, y'all barely know each other. She just this is the first time y'all meeting, so of course she don't want her brother who's blind to go all the way to America, thousands of miles away, where she can't help him or get to him or anything. And I'm sure she probably watched the other episodes of 90 Day Fiance. She didn't see Angela and Michael. Come on now, y'all. Y'all know these people watch the show. So she's seen the Angela and Michael fiasco. So she don't want her blind brother to go all the way to America and end up like Michael and Angela. So as time goes on, like the way Rain handles herself is stupid. The way she talks to people is stupid. I don't know if Rain has a mental health issue. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna say she has. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not gonna diagnose her. But the way she acts is real weird. The things that she say is real weird. I don't know if Rain has any family. Apparently I didn't see the first episode, but I know she has kids, and I think she has a sister or something that don't talk to her. And then, I don't know where her parents are at. I don't know. I just with Rain, I just ask her, where your people at? Like, where is Rain's people? They need to come get her. Or maybe they just disavowed her. Maybe they like they don't F with her either. But Rain is weird. The way she talks to people and gets in people's face, and her attitude is very like arrogant and very entitled and very like, well, I don't have to apologize for nothing, and I don't have to, and I'm just like, girl, okay. Okay. Like the way way Rain acts is just foul. You in another country, in another culture, in somebody else's house, and then they were killing chickens. Apparently she didn't like that, and I get her being uncomfortable with that. I would have just looked away and kind of walked off. I'm uncomfortable with that as well. But the way, like I said before in my earlier spiel with Niles and Matilda, it's not what you think or how you think. It's what you do. You can think certain things, you can believe certain things, you can feel a certain way. You could be like, I'm not down for that or I am down for that, but it's how you act upon it. And so how you do things matter much more than what you do. People are willing to excuse a lot if you go about things in a certain way. Like I said, I tell my daughter this all the time. It is easier to catch flies with honey than vinegar. Like if you can be nice to people and talk to people in a nice way, people are much more welcoming to what you got to say. Even if the shit that you got to say is weird and foul and strange and they may not agree with it, but it's just the way you come across as a person. Like Rain, her body language is hostile, it's aggressive. Like I said, I don't know if she was raised like this. Maybe she was raised like this. There are people out there that are raised in aggressive households where people get in each other's faces and people are like, like there are people out there that's just how they were raised. That's just how they was talked to as children. That's how they talk to people as adults. And then there's some people who weren't raised like that who just that's just their they have an aggressive personality. They may have a mental health issue. I don't know what's wrong with Rain. I'm not going to try to figure her out. But she's upset with Chitty. So, and then Chitty's sister, because she feels like Chitty's family is trying to influence him away from sleeping with her, I guess. I didn't really understand the point why she was mad at the family. Then she's talking about when she had some kind of psychic vision that she was going to have a problem with somebody's sister. And I'm just like, girl, you were too wrapped up in your head to be even had. This woman should not have children. This woman should not be allowed around any children with this kind of attitude. I feel bad for her children. I don't know how she's teaching and dealing with her kids because the moment somebody says something that Rain doesn't like, she goes off on them. She gets in their face. She starts pointing in their face. I'm just like, okay, what do you do with your children? Because kids are going to say and do things that you don't like, that you don't agree with, especially as they get older and they get more grown. So what does she do with her kids? Or her kids say, no, I don't want to do something, mom. Or, oh, I don't agree with that. Or if her kids do or say something wrong, does she talk to her children like that? I feel bad for her kids. If this is the mama that you got to deal with and your mama all in your face, child. And I know there's people out there who have parents like this. Like I said, Rain ain't nothing. I'm not saying that she's some anomaly or she's just totally, crazy. But there are people out there who I've met people like this. I've worked with people like this. I've dated a few guys who act like this, and they come from very dysfunctional households. And some of them had substance. So many people out there I know act like this. Acquaintances have substance abuse issues. I'm not trying to accuse Rain of having any kind of substance abuse issues, but with her sunken in eyes, and she's supposed to be, I think, 30 years old. She looked like, once again, she's like Via. She looks like she's about 40. And the sunken in eyes and the way her eyes look. Like I said, I'm not trying to accuse anybody, but it looks weird. It looks weird. Like the way Rain looks, she looks weird to me. Like the sunken in eyes, like she looks unwell. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Rain to me, regardless of what y'all think, looks unwell. She don't look healthy, okay? Rain looks them circles, dark circles around your eyes, and that sunken in eye look, I've seen that before. And let's just say Rain doesn't look well to me. I'll leave it there. But so as time goes on, she gets into it with the sister. So she decides to go to a hotel. So Rain goes to a hotel and then she gets some, I guess, put on some quote unquote sexy lingerie, but he can't see it anyway. So I don't understand the point of sexy lingerie when you can't see it. But okay, that's neither here nor there. And so, um, so she calls him over, and then Chitty tells his family he's gonna go with Rain. That he does love her. He feels like she's had a lot of traumatic relationships, and people haven't been there for her. So he's gonna try to give her a chance. So they meet up. They go to the beach, and then Rain is still like asking him to go back to the hotel with her. And he's still like, I don't know, but he's like, well, we need to discuss some things first. We need to talk some shit out. And so he's been being very polite, very nice, and trying to come to her in a very loving and kind way, and she's just like, no, like she just goes after Chitty. Like she is foul. And then thank God he can't see because she's pointing at him. She's like leering at him in his face, just, and then she just goes off for what? I'm still trying to. I watched the like 3 times. I'm trying to figure out. what she was exactly angry about. She's talking to him about, he was like, well, I love my family and we need to work things out. And she just cuts him off. She doesn't give him a chance to even explain anything. He would tell her anything. She was like, well, you choose your family and you should go with them. And she just say crazy stuff, like belittling stuff. And then, he was saying something about himself, and she's like, well, that's all you know how to do anyway, is to play with yourself. Like, it's vulgar, it's disgusting, it's rude, it's demeaning, it's belittling, it's really aggressive. And so Chitty, he tries to get a word out, and she just cuts him off. And then he tells her, he's like, well, you said you had past relationships and things. He was like, well, maybe it's because the way you go about things, the way you talk to people. And then she really gets mad and was like, my exes were on drugs and they did this and they did that. I'm like, well, honey, you chose that. How long did you stay in a relationship with a drug addict? Rain. Like, did you stay in a long-term relationship with this person, or did you cut it off once you figured out that they was on drugs? I want to know. But the idea that she blames everybody for everything in her life, when in reality, I'm sure a lot of this stuff is self-inflicted. I'm not blaming somebody else's addiction on somebody else because that's on them. The addicts do what addicts do. But I'm just saying that if she stayed in relationships like this for long periods of time with toxic people, she should have got out while she could. Get out to get out. And so Rain takes no responsibility, no accountability for nothing. She just gets angry, and then she tells Chitty, well, I knew that's the reason why you're in this relationship, because you wanted a green card. And Chitty tells her straight up, if I wanted a green card, I would have had sex with you. I would have had sex with you the first night. I'm like, ooh, 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 which is the truth. He was like, my self-respect is not worth, a green card. Like, it's not worth all that. So poor Chitty, he tried. He just like walks off. He just was like, we're done here. We're done. And then supposedly, they're not together. And then Rain got online, supposedly. Well, not supposedly, she did. She got online because I saw some other bloggers where she just went into Chitty, said a whole bunch of stuff, apparently violated her NDA, which is non-disclosure agreement, which is reality shows make you sign a non-disclosure agreement saying that you can't reveal parts of the show before they've aired and all kinds of stuff. And if you do, like, they can take away your money, they can fine you, and they can take away your royalties, the money that you're going to make from the show, and not give you any money. Apparently she was online talking reckless. She violated NDA, said all kinds of things about Chitty. Apparently Chitty responded. He responded in a good way, but she just went off. I mean, she started talking about aliens and conspiracies and Africa, and I mean, she said some like some racist shit, and I'm just like, girl, if y'all ain't together, then what are you mad for? The same thing about Angela and Michael. If y'all are not together, then why are you on the internet acting a fool? Why are you creating videos and doing posts dragging the other person? If y'all not together, then let it go. Now, if the other person starts dragging you and posting crazy stuff, then I get it. But apparently, Chitty didn't post about her. She saw the show with Rain. She saw the show. She saw how she looked crazy on the show. She saw that people were dragging her and making videos. And then instead of just shutting up and just moving on or getting mad at the show, she gets mad at Chitty and starts getting online, going off on him when he didn't even say nothing to her. She's mad because she looks bad on the show. And people like that who act like Rain, I've known people like this, they think that their behavior is normal. They think what they say and they do is normal. But then when you show them their behavior and you actually throw it back in their face or video it and show them how crazy they acted, they get embarrassed. They get ashamed. They don't want to accept it. They get angry. So yes, Rain is that type of person that she thinks everything she do is right. She's like, I don't apologize for nothing now. And then once her behavior was seen by the world, and then she realized that everybody else is like, okay, girl, you crazy. You act cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Then she get mad. So the way Rain acts is not normal. It's not. The way she acts is crazy. Like, it's not a mature, self-aware adult. If she got there and then Chitty didn't want to sleep with her, she could have been like, I love this person, so I'm just gonna deal with it. Or she could have just been like, okay, I'm gonna chalk this up to the game, keep the change. We're gonna go through the motions because I'm required by contract to go through the motions, and then we're gonna break up and I'm just gonna move on. But the idea that she's trying to blame him like he used her or something, I'm like, honey, if he used you, he would have slept with you the first night and he would have been in America right now on his green card. He didn't. He could have slept with her, just like Michael, just like Usman, or all the other people who tried to get a green card and or a visa, and they just did what they had to do. They took one for the team, but Chitty didn't do that. He was like, I didn't do that. So I think Chitty really did love Rain, but he didn't really understand what he was dealing with, and so apparently they weren't even invited on the reunion show either. Um, because they violated because Rain was so volatile and she violated her NDA. She badmouthed the show. She badmouthed everybody. I'm like, why did you get on the show then? I don't understand these people getting on this show like they've never watched the show. Because I promise you, some of these people on these shows, clout chasers, a lot of these people have been on the show and they damn well know what to expect on this show. They've watched bloggers, they watch YouTubers, these people know what they're getting into getting on this show. So the idea that people start dummying up and being like, well, the show put me in a bad light and it's a bad edit. Okay, great. Yes, the shows do that, but you decided to get on the show. But you can control your behavior. And so these people on here who want to be mad at TLC or Discovery or WeTV or whatever reality show they want to be mad about. Hey GSP, hey, you like my hoodie on? Hey GSP, we're talking about I'm talking about Rain and Chitty right now, girl. Did you see 90 Day? Talking about Rain and Chitty. So I'm like, these people over here trying to get mad at the show or trying to get mad at the other person. I'm like, but you chose to be on the damn show. Like if you have a problem with, and these people try to get on this show like they don't know what they're doing. A lot of these, like I was saying, a lot of these times these people are clout chasing. They know what the show's about. They've watched the show. There are people on this show right now this season that watched this show for years, like Lauren and what's her face? Oh, you don't watch 90 Day anymore, but I see those two all over. Yeah, Chitty and like they were calling her like the second coming of Angela. They it's just foul. Like I watch the clips on other people's reality shows and their breakdowns and their reviews. But the idea that these people get mad because like the quote unquote it's an edit, or I got edited wrong, or the way I was edited, BTS for life, girl. Yes, BTS about that life, girl. But the people try to blame the show how they're edited, and I'm just like, but y'all watch the show. Every mofo on this show have watched this show. They did not get on this show by accident. They didn't just fall into the show and did. Well, I don't know what this is. They went on. They went online. They applied to be on the show. They wanted to be on the show. When so they had to sign NDAs and agreements and contracts to be on the show. So I wish these people would stop playing like they get on the same thing about Life After Lockup and all these other shows, and then they get mad because they look like a fool on the show. They look like a whole ass. They show their ass and they look like a fool. But I'm just like, but you agreed to be on the show. You know what the show is about. So I'm tired of these people over there feigning ignorance. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know what was happening. Girl, boy, if you don't go sit down somewhere, you know what it is when you get on these shows. Yeah, they exactly. They don't know. They don't like how they look. Exactly, and they don't like, and then they try to blame the editing. But it's your decision to react as things. If you get on a reality show and you get mad, you start throwing shit and you start cussing. How is that the editor? How is that the producers and the editors' fault? Ain't nobody tell you to knock over a table and get mad and start cussing and getting in people's face. Like how is your behavior have to do with an edit on a show? Either you was cussing and you were mad and you were acting a fool, or you weren't. Rain is aggressive. She was all in Chitty's face. She's all like this and all like that. Girl, didn't nobody tell you to be all up in that man's face? Girl, ain't nobody tell you to be all like you did that. Like that ain't got nothing to do with the producers or the edit or whatever. That just has to do with you. So, now I was gonna do Life After Lockup, but again, like the other episode, I can't find the episode. Like I looked last night for over an hour. I went on my Amazon, I went on YouTube, I went I went to All Black app. I tried to find this most recent episode of Life After Lockup and I couldn't find it. Just like that one episode, that was like 3 or 4 episodes back. And I wasn't the only person when I did my live, and then there was other people in there saying that they couldn't find the episode either. So that's why I didn't do Life After Lockup, because I went to go find the episode yesterday and the day before, and I couldn't find it. Even for me to buy it, I couldn't find it. It's there. You watched it on YouTube. Is it Life After Lockup or Love After Lockup? Maybe I'm searching the wrong one. Is it there, girl? You gonna have to drop me a link, or you gonna drop me a link in the comments when I post this video. Something. I looked everywhere. I looked for it on YouTube. I even, like I said, I went to Amazon. I went to All Black app. I went to WeTV, and I was looking for it, and I could not find it. And I even searched it by the name of the episode. So I searched by the name of the episode, and I couldn't find it. So I'll go back home and try to look again. But I looked everywhere. I was so mad because I was ready to watch it last night, and I looked everywhere, and I looked for an hour, and I could not find it. And I found the episodes like for the previous week, but so I went back and looked. I said, "What's the name of the episode?" Looked up the name of the episode. Looked up season. I even did the numbers. I'm like season 5, episode 41, whatever, because the episode numbers be all messed up. So I tried different combinations, and I could not find it. I just searched Love After Lockup. Do you search LALU, or do you spell it out? Because I don't. I spell it out. So maybe I. Yeah, I see that Deontay's girlfriend is pregnant, girl. How old is she? They saying she real young, though. Is that true? How old is she? They said she was like 18, 19, 20 years old. Okay, LALU. I'll try that again, girl. If I find it, I'm going to come back here and do it. But yeah, I saw that Deontay's girlfriend is pregnant, which I hope he's happy. And I hope they stay together for the kids' sake. But I don't know. I heard she's young. Yeah, she's 18. Okay. Then I heard she used to be a stripper or something, right? She used to be a stripper? That just sounds like a hot mess to me, girl. I heard she was a stripper. She's only 18. Isn't Deontay like in his 30s or late 20s, early 30s? Why would you want somebody that young to be your baby mama anyway? And I think they've been together for a while. Like, how long has this they been together? Like a year, I think, or almost a year. I think almost a year, yeah, or maybe yeah, it's been a while because I haven't heard from Deontay in a long time. I mean, I'm not on his Instagram or his YouTube channel, nothing like that. So I don't know what he's doing these days. Is he working? I hope he's working enough to have a child. He got her on his OnlyFans too. Oh, okay. Well, I forgot about the OnlyFans. If he still has, so I guess he still has his OnlyFans. Who is out there paying for Deontay's OnlyFans now? He not on the show. He not on the show. He ain't on no show no more. So like his clout chasing, his 20 seconds of fame is over. Like for real. Like I haven't heard nothing from Deontay besides when his girlfriend, and I totally forgot about him. I was like, oh yeah, Deontay. Girl, I didn't forgot. Girl, I forgot all about his ass. I was like, oh yeah, Deontay. And she 18. Girl, the day I'm out here getting it on with an 18-year-old girl, unless he's Korean, unless I'm going in my house, unless he's Korean, girl, he better be hot and he better be Korean, because ain't no way in hell I'm gonna go out with some 18-year-old. So ain't nothing an 18-year-old boy can do for me, girl. Ain't nothing that let's just say, let's make it more age appropriate. Ain't nothing a 25-year-old can do for me. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing a 25-year-old can do for me, unless he hot and he Korean. Now if he hot and Korean, I'm like, well, I just might. Oh yeah, make sure y'all join Nomadic Kitty, my other channel. Please, please, please. I'm back home now, y'all. Nomadic Kitty, NOMAD is in David, IC is in cat, Kitty, KITTY. It's my other channel. That's where I post like almost every other day. GSP. GSP. My sister-in-law mad at me. She ain't mad at me, but she like she subscribes to my channel, and she like, what is this? She saw my short. She saw my short, and she like, what is this? She like, what is happening? She's like, she had never heard that song by Doja Cat. And she like, girl, what is this song? What is this about? I said, girl, it's just a short. You know, I had to give the people what they want. Like, I have to give some of my my BTS family. I have to sometimes give them what they want. And my shorts are great. GSP, I'm glad. Like I unboxed some things. You see, I bought some merchandise, so I unboxed some things. Like, girl, I got a new short editor. So I posted the short last night because I got a new short editor. So I have it to where I can mix like videos and gifs in it. Because before I just like do the short um on my phone, if it's not the shorts where I'm actually like talking, like the one I did about Quincy Jones, I'm proud of that one. I did a good one about Quincy Jones. I'm about to do a video about Thanksgiving, like the real history of Thanksgiving. I'm about to do that. I was gonna do a short about the election, but I was so angry this morning. Like I was going through it. Like I've only had like 3 hours of sleep, y'all, so I'm kind of stir crazy. But I'm glad you think like I'm looking at my pantry right now. Y'all want to see my pantry? This is my pantry. I need it. This is my pantry. I'm like, see, I got some keto pancakes. I got some. I know y'all like, what is happening? This live stream has been hijacked by me. Da, da, da. But as for 90 days, that's all I had. That's all the couples I had to talk to. There's a couple called Bozo and Vanya, and Bozo basically told Vanya that he considered them as friends, and I was cracking, I was kikiing, I was caw-cawing hard. He was like, "No, we're friends," and she was like, "But you told me you love me," and he was like, "You know what, bitch? That was on the internet." Like he told her straight up, "You know that was over the internet, so you know." I was like, at least he kept it real. Because some people get on this show and they be straight up lying to the other person. So Bozo is from Croatia and Vanya, she's from America, but she's also from like the Croatia. She's born and raised there, but she's living in America forever. And he told her he was attracted to her, but he was like, no, we're not together. He's like, I'm attracted to you, but he was saying that he felt no chemistry. When a man tells you that, when a man or woman tells you that they don't feel no chemistry, please believe them. When a dude, I don't care how cute Vanya thinks she is, Bozo. Yes, his name is Bozo. Bozo, like Bozo the clown. Like I don't care how cute you are or you may think that you are, but chemistry is shouldn't be sneezed at. There are people out there that I've had lots of relationships. I've dated lots of men in my time. And yes, there are men out there that I find attractive, but we had no chemistry. We had nothing in common. There was just no chemistry. And I tried to force it and I tried to be with them. And I ended up breaking their heart because they got, you know, as time goes on, you get emotionally attached to people. And we were intimate and you become, you know, sexually attached to people. But there was no chemistry there. There was just none. Like it wasn't like they weren't a good looking guy. They wasn't like they weren't my type. I don't think when it comes to Bozo and Vanya, I don't think Vanya is Bozo's type. Like I would like to see the other women that he's dated. Vanya is an attractive woman, but I would like to see the other women he's dated because she like the way he looks at her. It just does. It just she just doesn't seem like his type. Like she, you know, she. I don't know. Maybe he likes dark haired girls. Maybe he likes shorter girls. Maybe he likes thick women. Maybe he like them thick. Y'all, what a Bozo like him thick? Bozo be like, look, you know, you a little too skinny and blonde for me, girl. I need, you know, he might like him thick. Bozo may like him thick. He from Croatia. I dated a man from Croatia one time, and he liked his women short and thick. So, and I wasn't short, and I'm thick, but I ain't short. But maybe he likes them short. Maybe he, you know, people are like, well, how could he not be attracted to Vanya? I'm like, well, just because you find Vanya cute, not everybody is into blonde. Not everybody is into tall, leggy blonde. He may, he may be in something different. Shit, y'all may not know Bozo. I ain't trying to throw him under the bus or put out a rumor, but shit, how we know Bozo even like women? He may dabble with women here and there, but some of us just shit. You know, I ain't trying to start no rumors or nothing, but how we know Bozo even like women like that? Like there be some dudes out there that date women a little bit, but but when it comes to like sexual attraction or jumping into the bed, because you know Vanya told Bozo that she wanted to jump all over him, and he was just like his face was like this. She's like, every time I see you, I just want to jump all over you. And he's just like, okay, girl, calm down. That was his face. Like his whole body language is all messed up. His face was messed up. His body language is just like, girl, I ain't finna jump all over you. Girl, you better go somewhere. So I'm like, how do we know Bozo? He may not be into women like that. Like you may like him a little bit if you get to know him. But it just he says, I'd guess most men don't like super skinny girls because the body's like a toy. Honey, there are a lot of men out there who like super skinny girls. They got a whole culture of people in Korea who like super skinny girls, who like really petite women. It depends on what culture you come from. I tell people this all the time. I'm gonna do a whole video about it, about attraction and culture, because I tell people culture matters. Like, who are we really talking about? We talking about Bozo is in another country. So again, blonde and petite may work here, may work in certain states, may work with certain cultures of men. It depends on what culture of man you is. Bozo's in Croatia. I don't know much about Croatian men. Like I said, I dated one, and he liked dark haired. A lot of people in Croatia have dark hair. A lot of the women in Croatia are smaller and they're a little bit stockier. So I said, when it comes to attraction, he may be attracted to Vanya, but then again, physical attraction is one thing. He may not like her vibe. Vanya's very like, she strikes me as very like vivacious and outgoing and kind of goofy. Some men don't like that. Some men like they women shit. Especially the men I look. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Somebody who married a Czech man, my Czech husband, my late husband, he liked his women a little. What's the word? I'm not trying to stereotype Eastern European women, but they have a reputation of being kind of cold. Like my husband, like a woman with a little. He didn't like the bubbly. Hi, how you doing? Like he didn't like that type. That was a turn off to him. The bubbly, the real girlish bubble. No, he like a woman that's gonna be like, "What you doing? Like, what's up with that? Like, like what's that?" He liked a woman that fiery. I guess that's the way I could put it. My husband liked a fiery woman. That's why he married me. He liked his women fiery. My husband was very like funny. He could be stoic sometimes. But my late husband liked a fiery woman. He liked a woman that was very energetic. He liked a woman that was very talkative. He liked a woman that wouldn't put up with no bullshit, that would stand up for herself and stand up for him and stand up. I'm a no nonsense. He liked a no nonsense kind of woman. And a lot of the women, Eastern European women that I know, they're very stoic. They're kind of no nonsense kind of women. And Bozo seemed, if he liked women, he seemed like that Vanya is too bubbly for him. Like he seemed like the type of dude that want a chick to be like that like more of a quiet chick, like he just not into her for whatever reason. And like I said, I don't think it's deal with physical attraction if he likes women. I think it's just that her personality is kind of ditzy, kind of bubbly, kind of, because people always talk about men being visual, and men only being visual, and men only that no, like men are just like women. Men like chemistry too, and then you talk about a man in another country, the way they do things in different countries. Since I've been dipping my toe in the international circles dealing with men in different countries. The way men in other countries go about relationships and the way men go about relationships in the West is two different things. Like I said, I'm gonna do a whole video about it, about me dipping the toe in with international, not dating, but just talking to people in different countries, and it's totally different. There's no equivalency here. The way men go about relationships. Not all men in every culture is all about like sex, 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 like in the hypersexual like they are here in America. There are cultures who are not like that, who go about relationships and romance in a totally different way. And it's not about me, I'm finna jump in the bed with you, girl. He wants her quiet and demure. Yeah, maybe he wants her a bit less westernized. Yeah, I think that's the sense I get. Maybe Bozo wants a more traditional, quiet, demure kind of girl. And I think he wants somebody that maybe that's a little bit, I don't know, Bozo just strikes to me as the type of dude that likes a woman that's a little bit more feisty. That's kind of like, like that he wants a woman that's a bit more like mature. Vanya, she is in her 30s, but the way she acts is very like immature. Like it's kind of childlike. And I tell people that like just because the men in the West conduct themselves a certain way, don't mean that men in other countries conduct themselves in certain ways. And if you listen to social media, if you listen to these relationship gurus and bloggers, You would really never really know that because a lot of them don't talk. They don't talk about it because they don't know anything about it. But I'm here to tell you that Miss Kiki would talk about it and I'll be about it. And I'm here to tell y'all that men in different countries date in different ways. Women in different countries date in different ways. I am not mad at passport bros. I am not mad at y'all at all. Like I'm not mad at people who want to go to other countries and find other women because women are not the same worldwide. We are not. We are just not. We are not the same. Our westernized culture is our westernized culture. Our westernized culture is not America. Dating in America is not the same as dating in Korea, the same as the dating in India, the same as the dating in a lot of other places. So, like I said, I just get tired of people pushing this narrative like women are the same everywhere. The women in Brazil and the Philippines and the United States are all different women. They not the same. It's just it's not the same. So I just y'all gonna have to stare at the ceiling. I gotta sweep some. I just get tired of people pushing that narrative, And like I said, I'm gonna come out and do a video and shock y'all in defense of passport bros. The ones that ain't out there trying to just have sex with women and pass on STDs. I'm gonna come out and do a video in defense of passport bros. I wholeheartedly defend people going to other countries and getting other women. If they're going for the right reason, they're being honest. Now, if they're out there deceiving and tricking people and trying to get underage women and all that, if you just going there just to hoe around and you just being honest, you're not telling these women you're trying to get married, I support you. Passport bros, I support you because if you want a more traditional woman, then or there's certain things about women and there's certain things about men in our westernized culture that I don't agree with. I don't agree. I don't agree how men do dating here. So, I'm not mad at men who want to go to another country and find something different. I don't have any problem with that. The problem that I do have is men going to different countries and then dragging women in America because there is a difference. And the thing about it is, it's not something that we can help. We all fall victim to American culture. It is what it is. You are the culture that you're born into. We can't help it. It surrounds us. It envelops us. It's in our schools. It's even in our language. It's how we communicate with each other is even different than people do in other countries. So I'm gonna do a whole video about that where I'm telling people that people in the United States and the way we do dating and the way we do relationships and marriage is not the same everywhere. And that's just the honest to God truth. It's not, I'm not trying to say it's no better or no worse because other countries have their own problems. Men in other countries have the same issues that men have here. I mean, there's essays, there's all kinds of honor killings and R words and all kinds of stuff that exist here. There's all kinds, y'all talking about Diddy, baby, in South Korea, they got all kinds of. I did a whole video about the nth room in South Korea, about these college students that were having women take put nails through their breasts and having sex with animals on camera and all kinds of stuff. And that happened in South Korea. So don't nobody tell me about Diddy and about the West is so horrible. No, people are nasty worldwide. People are freaky world. I've talked to some freaky deaky people lately worldwide. GSP. I'm gonna start sending them your way. I'm like, go talk to GSP. She wanna talk to your freaky ass. Because I didn't talk to some freaky ass Korean men. I didn't talk to some freaky Indian men. I didn't talk to some freaky men from Morocco. Like I didn't talk to freaky men all over the place. So can't nobody tell me that there's nothing new under the sun. Thank you, GSP. If you live long enough, you understand that there's nothing new under the sun. All the shit that Diddy been doing and Weinstein and Epstein, there's nothing. I just shrug my shoulders and be like, well, men been doing this. We had a discussion the other day about Hugh Hefner. I said everybody forget about the person who started Playboy magazine, Hugh Hefner, with the Playboy Ranch and the Playboy Bunnies, and they had these Playboy parties for decades, where all kinds of famous people would go to these Playboy parties, and they had all kinds of women running around in little Playboy bunny outfits, doing all kinds of drugs, having all kinds of orgies. Like I'm like, where y'all think, man? Hugh Hefner is like the granddaddy of the freak off. He not the one that started it, but he's the granddaddy of the freak off. So don't tell me about Diddy. Don't tell me about this. When people been having, they been, like I said, Hugh Hefner. Nobody ever mentions him anymore. Nobody even talks about all these young women he was sleeping with. He was 70 something years old sleeping with 18-year-olds. He had all these Playboy bunnies as wives. And some of these chicks got reality shows from it. And I'm just like, does anybody not remember that when they had Kendra and her reality show, she was a Playboy bunny and she was Hugh Hefner's quote unquote companion or whatever. I was like, don't y'all remember all this? Do people just have selective memory? Because I remember the reality show, the Playboy Mansion reality show, and people just seem to kind of forget, like about Hugh Hefner with his nasty ass. I'm like, he started Playboy magazine for Christ's sakes. Like this man was a whole bona fide freak. And had all kinds of drugs and all kinds of everything. And people just kind of like casually forget that. So I don't tell people. Like I said, I want to do a video about that and set people straight and be like, y'all do know this. This has been going on for decades. That men have been doing that, like ever since. You want to go all the way back to the Roman days, where they were having orgy with little boys, and they would have servants and slaves just for sex. That's all they was for. They was kept in the back in a separate part of the house, or a separate room, or a separate wing, or a little house off to the side, where these famous rich people, senators and Caesars and businessmen, where that's all they would have, these young boys and young girls, and that's all they would be for. They'd have parties, and they would trot out these sex servants, and they would trot them out and paint them in gold paint and have them look lavish, and they would be half nude, and they would come out and trot them around, and they would dance around in the Roman household when they would have these huge lavish Roman parties. And then that's what all they would be for. They would just be sex slaves. I was like, and some of these people were young. They're young. And I'm like, okay, so the Romans didn't, y'all not mad about Diddy's freak offs? And I'm like, shit, they've been doing freak offs since Rome. Rome is the progenitor of the freak off. You mean to tell me that Vikings weren't having orgies with each other and with women? I'm like, I'm gonna need some people to go read a damn history book. I'm like, really? I done read all kinds of history books about the history of sex and sexuality. Once you start reading and educating yourself, you start seeing the world in another light. Once I started hanging out with swingers and going to adult film shops and adult video places and adult theaters, once I started hanging out with going to swingers, and when I say people are swingers, these people are regular people. These people are not like some weirdos somewhere. These people are doctors, lawyers, nurses, business people. I tell you, I went to I went to a party in Highland Park, and they have a Halloween party every year, and I'll say less, but it's by invitation only, and it's kind of like an Eyes Wide Shut. If you know that movie, there's a movie called Eyes Wide Shut that had Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman in it, and it's about these people and these elite people having these parties where they had these orgies. I went to an Eyes Wide Shut type of party. Wow, a Halloween party every year, and everybody was dressed in some kind of scantily clad costume or lingerie, and then people was just having sex. And the people that have this party in Highland Park, which is a rich, rich, rich area of Dallas, where all the rich people live. These people had this huge ass mansion. These were older white people. They were like in their 50s. They'd probably be in their 60s now. They were in their late 50s. So this was like almost 10 years ago. So it wasn't that long ago. And they would have, and every year they have this notorious Halloween party, and you had to know somebody to invite you. And I went and was in shock. And they had people walking around. They have servants. They hire like wait staff to walk around and serve you food, and they naked. Like they would just come up to you and be like, "You want this?" And they'd be butt ass naked. And I was sitting there like, because I ain't, your girl, I'm not really comfortable with nudity like that. But the servants they hire good looking wait staff, men and women, and walk around with tables and trays, and they would be naked. They'd be like, "Here, you want this?" And then I remember one year, I went 2 years in a row. They had this. Whole table set out with this naked chick was laying on the table like y'all see in like the movies and TV shows. Naked chick laid on the table, and they had shrimp and hors d'oeuvres and everything all over her body. And she would just lay there naked. They paid this chick like $5,000 to lay there naked for like hours. And people do anything for money. Yeah, people do anything for money. She said she could not barf. Like I didn't eat anything off of her, but yeah, but they like they've had these kind of parties all over everywhere. Like where they have naked people and they serve the food off their body. Sometimes they'll have like a thin like saran wrap on her, like around her legs and her hoo ha area, because they didn't want to put the food on her Virginia, down to her state of Virginia. So she had plastic wrap like on her leg, on her lower half of her body, but the top half of her body, she just had like shrimp and deviled eggs, and people would just get it and dip it, and they had dips and little sauces and plates and shit. And people just, and that was just part of the ambiance. And then they had their backyard had tents and it was lavish. And in the backyard they had all kinds of like with food and set up, and people could get in the hot tub naked, and they had a masseuse in the back, and the masseuse would massage people naked. And girl, it was a whole thing. Like when first time I went, my eyes was like this the whole entire time. I'm like, my eyes wide, girl, wide. I had never been nothing like that in my life. I talked to this dude. I used to have these friends. I used to have this one male friend. I think I told y'all this before in my other videos, where him and his best friend were secretly having sex, and they belonged to a swinger club. Like there's swinger clubs in Texas. There's DFW swing clubs. There's swinger clubs on Facebook. There's swinger clubs on Instagram. If you look up, there's a whole website for Texas swingers. So I'm just letting y'all know. I know what I'm talking about. When I did my most popular video on my channel with 32,000 views is the one where I talked about me going to a swinger club in Dallas. There's several swinger clubs in Dallas. Um, so it's no matter what city you in, big or small. I promise you, there's some kind of swinging group or club or people. It's just everywhere. And so the idea that people are so shocked about what Diddy did, and I don't agree with him drugging people, doing anything with anybody underage. I don't agree with that, because all that shit is illegal. And nobody should be doing anything with people unless they're grown. And nobody should be doing anything with anybody unless they consent to it. There's enough freaky people on this planet, in my state, in this country. There's enough freaks to go around, to where you don't have to be tricking people and drugging people and putting things in people's drinks or food to knock them out. Not unless you really get off on that. But then you still shouldn't be doing it because it's illegal. But my point is, as an adult, you should. There's a plenty of consenting adults you can find to sign NDAs, and you can pay them some coin, and they will come to your freak offs, and they will have sex with everybody at the party. You said they keep the straws in their hoo ha. When I worked in the state mental hospital, we had dudes with weird corn, like a whole Avatar the movie Sun magazine, or lactating mamas. Yeah, I've seen the videos about the lactating mamas. People like that. But I'm like, there's no reason why anybody should be drugging anybody or getting underage people. There's enough people out there that are freaks for hire that will come to your parties and do these things for free. Some people do it for free. Some people you ain't got to pay them. They do it for free. So I didn't understand Diddy's whole thing. Like I said, I haven't read up on his case and his story lately, but I just didn't understand that him being a high profile person, him having a lot of money, he could have paid anybody he wanted to come and do these. I was not shocked by the Diddy freak offs party. I'm not shocked by it. I'm not against it. My point is, just make sure the people are consenting adults. You can have freak offs. Kiki, I might be at your freak off, coming to a freak off near you, but I don't do drugging people, SAing people, being with underage people. I don't fuck with none of that. Now that's where I'm like, no, I've been to many type of swinger events, let's just say, in my lifetime. But I ain't never been someplace where I felt like anything was illegal was going on. And if I had ever felt like something illegal was going on, I would have got the hell up out of there, girl. I would have ran, but like, run for us, run for us, run. I would have run for it. I would have ran, because I don't do illegal shit. And when you start passing around drugs and all, I don't do that. I don't do that either. I get the hell up out of there. No, I don't do illegal stuff. Yeah, I don't get down like that. So I do consenting adults that want to do freaky shit. Consenting adults, adults who are not drugged, who are not on alcohol, who are consenting, who want to do these things, who know what they're getting into. Safe, safe parties. Nobody's being coerced. Nobody's being forced. Safe parties. That's what I do. So I say people out there party safely, boys and girls, because nobody should be out here forcing anybody to do something that they don't want to do. If you're a grown person, I'm a grown person, you're a grown person, it should be consenting adults. It shouldn't be people out here just out here doing. There's no reason to be doing anything illegal. There's just no reason to. There's enough freakiness out here for everybody. It's for these hoes be for everybody. Especially these days in America. These hoes be for everybody these days. These women out here, they just don't want to do whatever. Women, not girls, women. These hoes be for everybody. These hoes be for everybody, like the song. These hoes be for everybody. You know, like they just be for everybody. So go find some chicks that just be for everybody. It's out there. But the idea that people are so shocked that things like these go on, I just laugh because to me it's not shocking. I've been around enough of it to know better. And so I don't get shocked. But I'm gonna do another video about that. But I haven't been around in that world in a long time. But I'm definitely gonna do a video about relationships because I feel very strongly about a lot of things that I've seen on 90 Day, and not just 90 Day, but just in general. That I just look, y'all see my cat? Look, even my cat said he hoes be for everybody. Ain't that right, Mickey? Mickey said he hoes be for everybody out here. Look at my kitty. Look, he's so sweet. Hi, Mickey. Oh, hi, Mickey. Oh, my kitty's so sweet. He know Mama's had a bad day, huh? Mama's had a bad day. He's purring. He knows I had a bad day. He loves on me a little bit. You can give Mama some love. Oh, that's okay, kitty. Oh, I know. Mama's had a hard day. His little face. He know Mama's had a hard day. You love kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Love kitty. Yeah, I just, I just try to tell people that like nothing is shocking. I mean, people want to be shocked, but that's because people don't do their education. But yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of things about I'm doing videos about relationships because I got a lot of things to say. I've learned a lot about not a lot about men, but just different. I've just been exposed to different types of people. Like I said, I'm learning Korean, so I've been exposed to a lot of people learning Korean, and people learn languages from all over. People don't just learn languages that are in America, but people are, from India, they're from China, there are people all over learning Korean, and so you run into people in all different cultures, languages, spaces. And it's just interesting, when you get to talking to people in language groups, and you're like, why are you learning Korean? Why are you learning Korean? But then you start talking to them, and you learn, let me open this, you learn things about their lives and and then you start having real conversations about, some of the Indian women. I have conversations about like, well, how's dating where you're at? I'm single. And they're like, oh my God, you're single? So people ask me all the time in other cultures, they're like, are you married? People in other countries don't ask you whether you're single or not. They ask you, are you married? A lot of the men, if they're trying to talk to you, they're like, are you married? Because in our country, that's kind of a weird question because there's plenty of people in relationships that aren't married. For us to ask somebody, we ask somebody, are you single? Are you in a relationship? Are you seeing somebody? In other cultures, the first thing they ask is, are you married? Because in their culture, it's just assumed that once you start dating somebody, you get married. Dating is a new thing. In a lot of cultures, dating is very anomaly. I'm eating a cake straight, y'all. Yeah, dating is very much an anomaly in some cultures. Even to this day, some cultures believe that you date to get married. You don't just date around. You don't just sleep around. You date to get married. That you have to be ready to get married in order to start dating. You know. And before, when I was younger, I didn't think that's how you should go about things. I thought that was so weird. As I've gotten older, I see the merit in that because we have discussion, and in their culture, a lot of different cultures, a lot of conservative cultures, they're like, why would somebody start dating if they're not ready to get married? People don't understand. I have people tell me all the time, well, if they're like, Kiki, if he don't have no job, he's still in college, he he's not stable. Is he ready to move out and take care of a wife? And I'll be like, no. What, why is he dating? What would you date for? He don't have a job. You tell me, Americans. Why do people feel like they need to be in a relationship and they don't have a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of? You tell me, ladies and gentlemen. Why do people feel this way? In other countries, people find this shit absurd. They find it crazy why anybody would want to start dating or finding a mate when they have no job, they have no education, they're not ready to move out of their parents' home, they're not ready to be a husband, especially on the man's part. People, men and women in other countries, think it's insane to date people and you're not stable, you're not financially stable, you're not able to date anybody, you're not able to take care of a child, you're not able to take care of your parents, you're not able to take care of a wife, you're not even able to take care of a damn cat or a dog. They find that strange. Why would you try to find a mate when you can't even be a husband? That's a question I would like to ask men and women, but especially men in America. Because in other countries, dating and having a relationship is not a right. It's a privilege. In their mind, you achieve things in order to be able to date and get married. It's not a right. You don't have a right to have a girlfriend or a wife. Would you make a good husband? That's the first thing a woman in the Indian women that I know, that's the first thing they look at. Is he gonna be a good provider? Does he make a good husband? Is he gonna work hard at least? Even if he's not educated, he's gonna work hard. If both of you guys are gonna come together and have a business and work hard and raise kids, is this person able to be a good provider? My son did that. I told you he courted his girlfriend. He courted his girlfriend for 6 months first. Didn't even want to look for a girlfriend. He had his own car when he was 16. Courted, yeah, I see what you mean. Girlfriend Tilly had his own car. He had his own car when he was 16. Yeah, because being in a relationship shouldn't be considered a mandate. It shouldn't be something like I'm entitled to be a relationship. I'm 16 years old. I need to go out and date. Hold on, wait a minute. Should you be dating? I told my son is 14 years old. You know, my son is 14. My son is ridiculously cute. My baby is ridiculously cute. Ridiculously cute. Let me show y'all. My son is ridiculously cute. These are my children. This is my son. That's my son when he was 11. That's my son. That's my daughter. That's my children. Kids are adorable. Thank you. Yes, these are my kids. A couple years ago. It's my son who's 11. I think my daughter's like 6 years. Yeah. Wait, let's see. That's my kids. My kids don't look nothing like me at all. They look like they daddy. But here's my daughter, and she was 5. This is my daughter. Look at her little face. Little face is so cute. So my son is now 14. So my son has that same hair. He looks pretty much the same except more adult. My son has let his hair grow. So he kind of has like that. My kids do look Hispanic. People think my kids look Hispanic. So my son has like this very Timothy Chalamet look to him. So he has like these long, the actor Timothy Chalamet. My son has long cascading. His hair is like past his ears now. So he has this curly, impossibly curly Timothy Chalamet. Like I told him he should have dressed up like Paul, like from Dune. He should have dressed up like either as Willy Wonka or Timothy Chalamet. Well, this is my daughter. The other day, this is my daughter right here. That's my daughter. That's her like a couple months ago. You see her face, her hair's all like poof, because she likes her hair long. So my son has this very Timothy Chalamet look to him. So the little girls are like, so they're swooning over my son right now. Even though my son don't think he's cute, but my son is ridiculously cute. I told my son, I said, we're not dating or doing anything. Your grades have to be good. You have to be in the right headspace to be dating. And he has like these little girls that like him and stuff like that. But I told him, I said, you want to be able to offer or something, even though he's not able to work. He's only 14. But I told him, I said, he's not dating nobody until he's 16. I was like, oh, thank you, Jizz, to my daughter is so mean. Like, I don't think my daughter's interested in boys. My daughter is she'll be 11. My daughter's not interested in boys. She can't deal with boys. She don't fuck with boys. She just, I don't know. She might be a lesbian. I don't know. But my daughter's like, she's like, the hell with that. That's her attitude. Her attitude is like, to hell with that. Well, hopefully she'll stay that way. But my son, like, it kind of hit me all at once. But yeah, I told my son, I said, nobody wants to be with a bum. Nobody wants to be with, even when you're 16 years old, even when you're a teenager, you want to be with a boy that got a car. You want to be with a man that shows interest, is going to court you. So I tried, me and my son haven't really had that talk yet because he's only 14. But I want to have that talk with him, and how to treat a woman, because my son ain't never really seen, me date. My husband died. My son was like 4 years old. So he's never really been around men that way. So I really have to, like, when he gets old enough, to sit him down and be like, this is, because men don't know. Like, people out there assume that boys and girls, it's natural for them to just know what goes on in relationships. How would they? Unless somebody is teaching them what to do, which 9 times out of 10, it's either going to be you as a parent or their friends. I don't want their friends teaching my kids nothing. Like, how is another 14, 15, 16-year-old going to tell my son how to date? He may be telling my son wrong information. I mean, they don't know. They may be guessing. They may get it from their dad. Their dad may be very toxic. They may be getting it from TikTok or social media. And social media is telling our kids all kinds of fucked up shit. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. Social media is the scourge of humanity. I keep telling y'all, but nobody won't believe me. Y'all get mad at these schools. Y'all they're like, these motherfuckers up here. I do a whole video about that too. These people online are like, well, the schools is teaching our kids to be transgender. I'm like, bitch, have you seen what they are watching online? Have you? I'm like, and y'all worried about schools? I've seen this. I had to go on my son's computer, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all right now. I had to go on my son's cell phone and my son's computer and put all kinds of apps and shit. Because I'm like, do y'all not understand what these kids is looking at on their computers? Do y'all not understand what is going on? They are seeing shit on the internet, right? Like I'm telling y'all. I'm like, they don't have to learn it from school. They learn it on the fucking internet. And then my son hadn't had nerve to get mad at me because, like, on his internet, I blocked everything. Okay, I'm in my son's room. Like, this is my son's fancy ass computer, right? It's like housed in this thing, and it like lights up. Like, my son for his birthday, he got this fancy ass like gaming computer, right? I had to put all kind of VPN, Norton security blocks on his phone and on that fancy ass fucking computer. I had to hire the Geek Squad to come in here because I don't know nothing about computers like that, and they had to put all this shit on his computer because my son was looking at all kinds of shit. I said, y'all are mad about what the school's teaching your kid? I said, do y'all not understand the kids is out here looking at all kinds of shit? Like my son told me about the Diddy freak offs before I even knew it. I shit y'all not. I promise y'all not. I'm doing laundry right now. Y'all doing, we having a conversation. Y'all kids is looking at porn. Shit, y'all kids may be looking at transgender corn. I guess I shouldn't say the word, the P word. But I tell people, parents, do y'all know what y'all kids looking at on the internet? Because there's nothing in school that can teach my child that he has not already looked up on the internet. And that I have blocked things. TikTok is blocked. I found out that my kid had a Snapchat account the other day. I had to go online and block that shit because I didn't approve it. I was like, I don't approve you. I don't have. Okay, I'm not saying there's anything bad about Snapchat, but the thing about it is, my kids have apps blocked. They're not allowed. My kids do not have Facebook. They do not have Instagram. They do not have TikTok. Okay, they don't even watch TikTok because I think this shit is toxic and it's crazy. So I have to raise very self-aware children and get them to understand and break down the internet and talk to them all the time about social media and internet. But they're not allowed to have Facebook. They're like, you ain't got Facebook account? I was like, hell no. They ain't got TikTok? Hell no, my kids don't. The only time my kids do something on TikTok is they go on YouTube and people will post TikTok videos. Or their friends will pull up their phone and they got TikTok. My kids' TikTok is blocked. They're not allowed to have it. My kids, they're not allowed to text for certain hours. They be mad as hell at me. They be mad at the motherfucker at me. Especially my son. My daughter don't really do anything, but my son be mad to me. Why I gotta have all this stuff on my phone? Why I gotta have all this shit? Because I don't trust you. Because when the Geek Squad guy came out, my son was looking at all kinds of crazy shit, all kinds of violent shit, all kinds of sexual shit. So I tell people all the time, you motherfuckers are talking about what the school is teaching you, when the internet is teaching y'all kids to be trans, gay. The fucking social media is telling you are sexualizing y'all little girls. The social media is having influencers having your kids going around dressed like hoes. I'm just telling you what it is. Yeah, he's growing up. He's a teenager. Yeah. Yeah, back in the day, we had to go find dirty magazines. They ain't got to do that no more. They ain't got to find no dirty magazine. So the people that talk about schools and the things they teaching in school, and then they talk about they homeschooling their fucking kids. Are you fucking kidding me? You homeschooling your kids, but you ain't watching what the fuck your kids is looking at with they Google searching it. Because if they have friends, we all know we had that one friend. Come on now. Some of y'all had multiple friends. We all know we got that one badass friend. We got that one friend where their parents let them do anything. Their parents let them look up anything. Their parents don't even supervise them. The parents don't even pay attention to what the fuck their grades are. Everybody had that one friend where they was running wild. I had two homegirls, one white and one Hispanic, that they ran wild. These are some wild girls. And their parents just let them run the fucking street. They was out till 10, 11 o'clock at night on a school night. I don't know what was wrong with their parents. I don't know what was going on with their parents. I don't know what was going on in their household. But our kids all got that one friend that's just wild. They looking at inappropriate shit. They got a girlfriend at 12 or a boyfriend at 12. They over here doing all kinds of wild shit. They might be drinking. They might be smoking. My son didn't even know what the fuck weed and drug was till his ass went to middle school. And these kids over here talk about smoking weed. What? Smoking weed? What? We don't do no drugs in my motherfucking household. Yeah, meth. Shit. They be talking about drinking, screwing. I say, y'all need to stop with this. Talking about kids teaching y'all school. Kids, school is not teaching y'all kids a motherfucking thing. They learning it from the parents and they learning it from the internet. Y'all motherfuckers want to talk about school, but y'all ain't talking about cracking down on the internet. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, man. I can't even take that conversation seriously because I'm like anybody that has kids and has a parent, know damn well and all this panic about well they teaching our kids to wear dresses and gay bitch they what do you think they looking on the internet? So social media don't have gay people on it. Social media don't have trans people on it. Social media ain't having boys. There's not boys on your kid has an Instagram account. How the fuck you know some grown ass man ain't sliding your son's Instagram, sliding your son's DM? Get the fuck out of here. Stop talking to me. Y'all talk about the schools. Man, you got 30-year-old men trying to slide in on 15-year-old boys' DMs. Stop fucking playing with me today. Don't play with me. Don't make me go off today. Cause that's what's happening. That is the real shit. The school is your least of your worries. The worry is the people out here on social media who are trying to do all kinds of things with your children. That somehow seemingly people fucking forget about it or just be act like it's the schools. Well, the schools are teaching honey, their motherfuckers online is teaching your kids to pump and dump, bitch. Yeah, I said it, pump and dump. Cause it's the truth. It's not the schools that you should be worried about. It's the internet, but nobody wants to block the fucking internet. Where is the crusades against blocking social media? Where are the people talking about what social media is harmful? It is. It's harmful to our children in many different ways. Where's the call to block the internet? Says nobody. I'm the only person who's on social media talking about this shit is fucked up. Then you tell other parents that they're like, what do you mean? There's resources and tools you can use to limit, but no parent wants to. I'm one of the few parents that does that. But then these same parents that don't want to limit their kids' internet, that don't want to monitor their cell phones, these are the same fucking parents who complain about they're the same parents that complain about the schools and talk about they don't want like woke shit taught in fucking schools. Bitch, it's on the internet. Do you stop your kids from getting on the internet? No. The fuck stop talking about the schools then. Kids go to school and they guess what? They don't give a shit. They don't care what they're teaching in school. They don't care. They care about what's on the internet though. They really care about what their friends is doing. You brought a home drug test and my son was going to randomly test him. He said he wasn't doing drugs, but I scared him. Yeah. I'm gonna scare you into some shit. My son don't go nowhere. My son will be like, "Can I go here and come out there?" I'm like, "Okay, we coming with you." Hey, he's 14. Like once he gets older, I have a hard time letting go. But I get. I'm in Texas. I'm in a conservative state. Well, they're teaching this woke liberal stuff. I'm like, but the internet ain't. The internet ain't. Do you know what your son and daughter is looking at on the internet? They don't have no idea. They just mad at the school. But I'm like, nobody's mad. That's how I know this shit is bullshit and it's political bullshit. Because the logic behind it makes no sense. There are so many things on social media. There's so many things that they can Google search. There's so many things on the internet that is so crazy, that is so egregious, that is so disgusting, that is so damaging to kids, that you would think that people would be trying to ban the internet and limit the internet. But no politician is calling for that. They get mad and they use schools and education as a political tool. That's all it is. Because they really don't give a shit what they teach the kids. They really don't care. They use it as a political tool. They use education as a political football and a political tool in some places. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the children. Because if it was really about the children, y'all be getting y'all fucking kids off these internet. Y'all wouldn't let no kid have no social media, not a motherfucking thing. I know what goes on the internet. I see what goes on the internet. I try everything in my power, and I know I can't do it all, but try to protect my child while he's a child. And as he gets older, he's going to be exposed to different things that I don't necessarily agree with, but I have to let the chips fall where they may and not get stressed out about it. But I do stress about it all the time because as a parent, I'm frustrated that I'm like, what? Where are the other parents getting outraged? I see shit and I'm like, what? What is this? Does this person's parent know that they're looking at this on TikTok? Oh yeah, their dad knows or their mom knows. They don't care. They don't care. The same fucking parent that talk about the internet has that school has a gay agenda, but your son looking at gay corn on the internet. But that's fine because it's not the school district. Somebody help make it make sense to me. Help me, cause I don't understand. Y'all motherfuckers scared of y'all kids being transgender and gay, and then these motherfuckers is on the internet looking at gay and transgenders, but nobody's trying to stop the internet from doing the internet. But y'all mad to school? Help me, help make it make sense to me. Because if I was that afraid of any kind of thing like that, I would think I'd be on the internet. I would have every app to block my kid from looking at anything. And you can put parameters and specify which apps and which you can put in keywords. Like here's the whole thing you can do on Norton. Like I said, my son, I have to go in there and update it. And I put in keywords, and then he sends me alerts. And but I'm just like, y'all don't really care about the kids. Y'all just care about being a bunch of fucking homophobic assholes. Like it's really not about the kids. It's about what you don't want your child to be gay or whatever, but you don't care. But I mean, like the logic is so twisted that I just shrug my shoulders because I don't care if my kids are gay. I wouldn't give a shit whether my son want to be trans or not. But my point is, he's not gonna learn it from school. He's either gonna learn it from other friends, or he's gonna learn it from the internet. School is the last place he's gonna learn about that. My son know enough already. So, like I said, that school is my least of my worries. It's like the internet is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. School, they only gonna be in grammar school for a certain amount of time, and then they out. But they gotta go their whole life on the internet now, because that's how we've made it. I mean, and that's how people have made the internet be socially acceptable, because these rich motherfuckers, the Zuckerbergs and the people who own the internet, they want your kids on the fucking internet. They want them on the internet. They want them on social media. They want them creating accounts. So nobody won't go. So everybody's scared to go up against social media. Nobody wants to criticize social media. Nobody wants to be like, well, maybe social media is the problem. The moment you start talking about social media is the problem, people just wave it off. People just poo-poo it off. People like, no, social media does so much good things. Okay. That's because y'all been brainwashed to believe that social media is just this wonderful fucking thing, and that we just can't live without it. I lived a whole life without social media. I'm not on Twitter. I don't give a damn. I'm not on TikTok. I don't give a damn about Instagram or none of that shit. It's not. I don't raise my kids that way. My kids don't care nothing about social media. They get on YouTube a little bit. That's it. It's not something that's like it's a mandatory. Like I gotta have social media. My son never got into social media too much. His page is like thought him to be a private person. Yeah, my kids are private kids, so they social media is very easy to ignore. You just have that. You have to set. First of all, you have to set the example as a parent. As a parent, I set the example. When we go somewhere, I'm never on my phone. My kids are the least kids on their phone. My kids do not spend. They do not sit in my car like this. They don't. My kids sit in the car. They listen to music. They put on Spotify, maybe something like that. But my kids are not. They're not doom scrolling all day. My kids, they don't do TikTok. They could care less. It's not a factor in their life because they don't see their mama. The only thing we do is YouTube. I watch YouTube, a lot of YouTube. But I don't really consider YouTube social media because to me, I'm just watching YouTube like it's Netflix or it's TV. I do YouTube videos, but I don't. YouTube is not a very interactive social media kind of medium. It's not like where you're posting things and then waiting for likes and clicks and views and comments. Like YouTube is not like that unless you're a content creator. If you're not a content creator, then yeah, I watch YouTube videos. I don't read the comments. I just watch the video. And that's it. But so YouTube is really not social media per se. It's it's more like a content based kind of thing. It ain't like where you got to be like actively on it. And then you have your subscribers list, and then you can block things and block people. I love YouTube. That's why I'm on here. But social media like Instagram and Twitter and all that shit is just toxic. Man, that shit is that's fine. What should I eat today, y'all? Besides me eating cakes. I went to Bath and Body Works the other day. It's like my new favorite place. It's my old new favorite place. Cause when I was married, we used to go to Bath and Body Works all the time. My husband loved it, and so once my husband died, like I hadn't been there in years. But then they sent me a coupon in an email like 2 weeks ago, and then I took my daughter and my son went there, and we ended up spending an hour and a half there because they didn't. I had to drag them out the damn store. Like I literally had to drag them out of Bath and Body Works because they thought it was the best thing that they've ever experienced. So now my daughter likes to go there like every week now. Every weekend she goes to Ulta and Bath and Body Works, and I just get drug along while she sits there and looks at hand sanitizers for about an hour, and she picks out because they have like six for $10, and she'll sit there and smell every single one. You love that store? I love that store too. As long as I got a coupon. My daughter like, did you get a coupon? I'm like, girl, like, and she likes Ulta. I haven't taken my daughter to Sephora. Like I hear Sephora is more than Ulta, like the prices more expensive, and I don't want to take my daughter to Sephora because we went to Ulta and I didn't spend a lot. There was a sale, but my daughter spent about 2 hours at Ulta, and I don't want to take her to Sephora because I'm afraid she's gonna be like. I mean, we went to HEB the other day, and my daughter got lost in the cosmetics section. I don't know if y'all know. Do y'all know what a HEB is? HEB is a do I not have any internet? HEB is it's a store. It's like a grocery store. It's not like Walmart or anything or Target, but they have like this really bomb ass like my internet's not working. Oh, hey. But anyway, they have this bomb ass cosmetic section. Yeah. My daughter was like, woo. And then I was like, woo, because they actually have like BTS stuff there. Well, they have BT21 stuff there. BT21 is like it's like these characters that represent each one of BTS, and they have like their own backstories and their own universe and their own like shared universe, and they have like games and all kinds of stuff. So they have each one of them is like a little thing, and then so they have BT21 stuff there, and I didn't know that they still sold BT21 stuff. Apparently, it still sells. I had to unplug my internet anyway and plug it back in and reset it, but it sells. So I went to HEB and was like, "There's BT21 stuff here." Sephora is like Macy's, Ulta's like Target. Okay, well, we're definitely not going to Sephora. I ain't got Sephora money. My daughter be like, so she hadn't discovered Sephora yet. So anyway, BT21 stuff look like this. They have all kinds of like lip balms, and I still haven't redone my bathroom yet. It's still good atomic. But yeah, this is BT21. I know somebody that has this kind of stuff for their kid, and they had no idea it was BTS. I know somebody that saw my video and they was like, that's Shooky. I was like, yeah. She's like, they have videos on YouTube and it's real cute. And da 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 da. I was like, girl, that's BTS, girl. She was like, she had no idea that this shit is BTS. And they have all different characters. Like they have different, like I got Shooky because Sugar is Shooky. So, but they have all different characters. Matter of fact, when my daughter was a kid, they have BT21 ambient videos on YouTube. They have a one called Cola's Lullaby, and it's like 2 hours of like, it's like a cartoon koala, and I used to turn it. I would hold my daughter, nurse my daughter, and I would turn it on when she was younger, and then I had no idea that this was BTS. Like I didn't know that. I thought it was just an ambient video with a cute little animated koala. I had no idea that it was a BTS video. Like I was like, I've seen this before. And then my sister-in-law was like, that's BT21. That's Cola. I said, who? I said, yeah, the cute little purple koala. And then they have like, girl, I had no idea. I was Army before I knew I was Army. Because I was like, I used to turn it on and my daughter would sleep in my room and I would turn it on and I would cover her up. And then I turned it the other day. I'll show y'all in a minute. But I turned it on the other day, and And yeah, my daughter was like, it was written in the stars, girl. It was written somewhere. The devil. My sister-in-law, I drive her fucking crazy. She's like, I can't even deal with you now. My sister-in-law is like, she has no F's to give me no more. Cause I'll be like, oh my God, Sugar's grandmother's in the hospital, girl. Let's pray for her. She like, oh no. I was like, thoughts and prayers, grandma. Thoughts. She's like, who's grandma? I was like, girl, Sugar from BTS's grandma. His grandma really is in the hospital, though. I'm not making it up. His grandma. Hey, yeah, yeah. I'll be like, thoughts and prayers, Nana. She'd be like, "Oh my God, his grandma is in the hospital," and you were like, "Thoughts and prayers." I was like, "Yep, thoughts and prayers." She like, "God knows." She's like, "How do you know these?" I was like, "I'm keyed in. I'm in the matrix. I'm fully in BTS right now." Let's see. Let's see, is my internet back on? Okay, I didn't see this, but they saying that like on 90 Day that Vea cheated on her husband with her. Um, so Vea cheated on her she cheated on her husband with her ex-boyfriend. Girl, this is crazy. This is crazy. Oh, my friend Jose is like my buddy Jose is upset today. He said oh, he posted, he's a BTS person. Look at Sugar's looking so nice. God, oh, I can't do, every time they show Sugar, I just want to like, oh God. I told you my sister-in-law saw my short and she was like, "What is going on with the short?" I was like, "Girl." She's like, "Girl, what?" I was like, "Girl." I was like, "Girl, don't do me." She's like, "What is with this short?" Jose is having a moment. BTSV has done a girl. You're a ridiculous, but I am so ridiculous right now. Okay, anyway, BTSV is coming out with a song. Well, it's a remake of White Christmas. It's this cover of White Christmas. I think it's coming out this Christmas. Um, yeah, it's a cover of White Christmas. I want to hear these things. Oh, White Christmas. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So there we go. White Christmas. Oh my God. Anyway, so yeah, I just make sure I got the internet because my internet kept going in and out, and it rained, stormed here the other day, and yeah, you know, it started to rain, and then like the trees got knocked down, and then it hailed, and child. Sugar revealed this to Army regarding his grandmother. Reminds me of my new kid on the block phase. Girl, you had a new kid on the block phase. Really, to be honest with you, okay. I love BTS. Like, let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. Okay. Let's just keep it a buck. I'm a Sugar fan. Let's just keep it a buck. Like, um, let's just, my sister in law's like, you don't have a BTS phase. You just really have a Sugar phase. I was like, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I love BTS. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, like that. Like that's one thing. But yeah, yeah. So I love BTS. Don't get me wrong. I love their music. I really do love their music. It's not just like It's just like just looks and everything like that. And so it's not just that. But it, it, it's just, I like sugar. I'm trying to be diplomatic. Like I'm like, but I like sugar. So I mean, I did a whole short. Like I said, I was just messing around with I was just messing around with Vaya cheated on her husband with Rory. Wow. Um, but y'all know. So I try to be diplomatic in my judiciousness and my love of, but I did do this short. I just like the song though. I just put a fuck all night. I like this song. I really like this song. And then I think to myself, y'all, for real, let's just talk for real while I watch this short. Like, I really think to myself, like, am I gonna have a real relationship? Like, okay, I'm just gonna keep it real. I have had an opportunity to have a real relationship, but it's it's just I'm going through some things right now. It's like, oh, it's so sad. Like I'm trying, like I'm trying. It's like this dude is like, oh, are we gonna meet or whatever, blah blah blah, and I'm like, do I want to stay home and watch sugar videos all day? I think I want to do that. Like, like it's just so sad right now. Like it's so sad where it's like dealing with real men to me, um, is just like it's like dealing with real men. It's like I don't, you know, it's like, do I really want to deal with real men? Like, it's just so much easier. I'm looking at this. I have to answer somebody's question. You don't want a man. I don't want a man either. Like I'm kind of to that point where I don't want a man either. Um, like I don't want a man either. Like I just feel like men are so, like I said earlier in my video, I just feel like men are so problematic right now that it's just like, do I really want to deal with it? Because I just feel like there are so many, not just men out there, but women too. I just feel like there's so many people out there that are like have issues and they're toxic. And then I just feel like men these days don't want to be honest. I just feel like there's a lack of honesty. You know, I just I just feel like just like I've dealt with so many men who are like, aha and gotcha. You know what I'm saying? And just like I don't want an aha and gotcha moment. You know, I just feel like, I don't want to be with somebody, get attached to this person, and then they be like, oh well, I used to be a crackhead. And I'm just like, oh hell. GSP said I found a lot of time I've missed for myself through life. It's nice not having to cook or argue with a man. Well, I don't want to argue with nobody. I don't want to argue. I don't want to argue with nobody. Like I don't want to argue with nobody. I don't want to I don't want to cook for nobody either. My last relationship, we didn't argue. My last relationship, we rarely argued, except at the very end of our relationship. Then it started to become arguing. But when we did argue, it was over the phone. It wasn't like in person. It's different between arguing over text and arguing over the phone than in person. In person, it can be very volatile. It can be heated. Like I can deal with arguing. It just becomes very heated. When you in person, you person's in your face and you in their face, and you like he's like, and you like, it can be very heated, and it's not fun. It's not fun to be up here fussing and fighting and arguing. Like I don't want to argue with nobody. That's my thing. It's too stressful. I ain't got it to do. You girl, you ain't lying. I ain't got it to do. Like I don't want nobody in my face and over here cussing me out, and 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 then I just like I ain't got it to do either. Like I find it not productive. It's not a productive um uh uh time in my life to be. I'm too old to be arguing with people. And then a lot of times the arguments just be silly. With me and my ex, the things that we argued about, it shouldn't even been an argument. You know what I'm saying? Like my ex would have did the things that he had to do, and if he would have been the person that he should have been, it wouldn't have been no argument. You know what I'm saying? Like if he would have been the person that he had to do and did what he had to do, yeah, I value my peace. I value my peace. And then I have two kids at home. So it's like if I'm arguing, you know how you argue with somebody and it like affects your whole day. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know about anybody else. But for me, when I get into an argument with somebody, whether it be a partner, whether it be, my kids or something, it affects my whole day. It affects my mood at work. It just affects everything. Like I just feel so drained. I feel so defeated when I argue. I don't like arguing with my kids. I don't like arguing with nobody. It just upsets my peace, in general. And I just don't like that. And then the things that, like I said, my experience with my ex for 5 years, we rarely argued until the end. And then when we did argue, it was so stupid. It was about stuff that, oh, I'll be upset all day. Me too. I'll be upset all day, girl. And it's just like it wasn't even nothing. It's nothing that we really should have argued about. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't. If he was doing, I shouldn't have argued with him. I mean, to be honest with you, I shouldn't have argued with him. I should have said what I had to say and just left it on the table and just moved on. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's how it should have been. Because I was arguing about the same stuff over and over again. That's another thing. I hate when I argue with people and it's like you end up having the same argument over and over and over again. The same topic. Same topic over and over again. There's no reason to be arguing over the same thing. Either you're gonna make a change, you're gonna make a change and put in some effort. And if you're not, break up and move on. Be done with it and move on. Like there's no reason to keep rehashing topics and getting mad over the same stuff. I don't get it either. I don't want to argue with nobody. I don't want to fight. You know. No, I don't want to fight over stuff that really shouldn't. Like I understand you fighting over something good, but I don't want to fight over stuff that should be simple, about us spending time together, or about not respecting my boundaries, or about like these are things that it's like okay, you should be able to communicate with each other and just work it out. But again, fighting over the Tide Pod. That's how couples be doing it though. Couples just descend into madness after a while. Especially you've been together with somebody for a while and you know how to push the other person's buttons and y'all get on each other's nerves. Or, you deal with somebody that doesn't know how to communicate. That's my problem. Like I usually get stuck with these dudes that don't know how to communicate. I think I'm a fabulous communicator, you know, or I try to be. And I think that, I know how to communicate. I like talking. I'm a talker. But sorry, my daughter just got to camp. She just got to camp. She's at camp. Yeah, for some reason, I pick men that don't know how to communicate. They passive aggressive. They gaslighters. Um, they never admit that they're wrong about anything. I don't have any problem admitting when I'm wrong. If I know I fucked up or I did something to hurt somebody, and even though that wasn't my intention, I will be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you, because that's really my intention is never to hurt nobody in a relationship. So, like I said, I never want to hurt nobody on purpose. But that's how I think of things. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I deal with things. But there are people out there who just don't give a damn if they hurt you. They don't care. They honestly, they just don't care about hurting you. And that's where, I have a problem where the callousness comes in. With Let me plug this in. Okay. Where you're dealing with people who just don't care whether they hurt you or not. And that's what, like with my ex, I'll be trying to tell him, and then you're dealing with men that don't know how to express their emotions. And I don't like that either. Like I hate dealing with men who don't know how to express their emotions. Like who are so like emotionally constipated. Like, you know, DV in all your relationships. I've never had DV in my relationship. I thank God every day. I'll be in jail or dead. Cause I couldn't, I ain't, I got temper. But I can't deal with relationships with men who just are emotionally unavailable. And so for some reason, a lot of my relationships are men who are emotionally unavailable. Men who are emotionally constipated. I want a sweet guy. Like I really do. I want a nice, kind, uh, sweet guy. That's what I want. You way over it. I'm over it too. Like I think I'm gonna be single until I'm dead. However, my ex, he wants to go out on Thursday. He wants to, you know, I don't doubt that my ex loves me. I know my ex told me the other day, he's like, you don't think I don't love you? And I was like, I know you love me, but I just feel like you don't know how to love anybody. That's the whole tragedy about our relationship is that he's who he is. I am who I am. You know, we both too old. I'm not too old to change. I'm always willing to open. But with him, it's just like he been doing him and the way he lives his life is just the way he lives his life that he's gotten used to, and he's comfortable with that. We can be in the Bahamas in 5 years, single and free. Girl, yeah. You sound like my sister-in-law. My sister-in-law is like, look, if I ain't got no kids and I ain't met nobody in 5 years, she's like, girl, we're like going to Bahamas or moving to Mali. Because especially after today, like I'm scared to even text my sister-in-law today. Like I'm scared to text her. Because she, like I said, my sister-in-law went to Korea for 2 weeks last month and loved it. And she learning Korean now. She learning Korean too. She's taking classes online through a college. I'm scared of my sister-in-law because after today, I said after the election results, I said, oh no, me and Jennifer, that's my sister-in-law. I said I don't even want to talk to her today because I know she about ready to fight somebody. I bet she about to go to work and cuss everybody out. I'm surprised my sister-in-law don't go to work and walk out that bitch. Cause she go to work with some Trump supporters and she fucking hate them. Like she fucking hates it. She complains about it all the time. I know my sister-in-law gonna walk up out of there. That bitch gonna be like, I know she walking in right now. She slammed her computer down and there's a man. She throw some shit. She's rearranging papers. She about to go in there talking about, don't nobody talk to me up here. Don't come in my office today. Cause she got her own office. She be like, don't come in my office today. Shit, I said I'm scared to text her because she girl. Whew, I said I handle things. I get all sad and I get like stressed but I know my sister-in-law. She gonna come. Speaking of my sister-in-law, she emailing me. Speaking of devil girl, she emailing me right now.
She text messaged me Regis right now. Like, girl, you listening? She not listening what I'm saying. She listening. I was like, girl, you listen to my live stream? Cause she came in like the devil, girl. She like, boom, what you doing? Uh Hold on, y'all. I gotta text her. Hold on, I gotta text her. I was like, are you listening to my live stream? Sometimes she'll come on my live. Your dad's pissed. Tell your dad I'm pissed. Me and dad high five. Your dad is wild times. Yeah, why is wild times? My sister-in-law, she just texted me talking just these motherfuckers. I said, oh. I said, girl, we just talking about you. She gonna take why she takes me back talking about y'all talking about me on my live stream. She said, wait a minute. She said, don't be talking about me on the live stream. Oh, she like, hold on, bitch. Let me get on the live stream and listen. Oh, she gonna get. I tell you she gonna get. I tell you she probably here. She probably here. Oh, what y'all talking about? She bad enough. She on my other channel clowning on me, talking about what kind of short was that? I said, girl, I have a short that I made that I was gonna hit the publish button, but then I thought to myself, what would Jennifer say? It's like instead of what would Jesus do, I publish my videos and I'll be like, what would Jennifer say? I was like, Lord, I was like, what would she say right now if I post this thirst trap ass video? She'd be like, you and your goddamn thirst trap videos. I was like, oh my God, okay. I was like, wait a minute. My daughter's messaging me. Girl, my daughter's like, I'm having fun at camp. She just got there. She talking about Bernie 2028. Girl, Bernie will be dead. Bernie be like 90. He will be like what, 90? I don't know how old is Bernie Sanders. I'm like, damn, Bernie Sanders would be like, I don't even know how old Bernie Sanders is. He like, I'm trying to look it up. I'm trying to look it up. I'm trying to see. She talking about Bernie 2028. I said, girl, Bernie in 2028. Shit, Bernie like what, 80 something now? I think Bernie like, he like at least in his late 70s, early 80s. Bernie Sanders. I don't know how I looked it up. I can't look it up right now. But Bernie's pretty old. But yeah, I was gonna post this thirst trap ass video, and then I was like, if I post this video, I said she really gonna think I'm delusional, cause that's a video. I mean, but it ain't nothing bad. It's not like I made the video. Okay, in my defense, the video I was gonna post is clips. It's not like I made the clips. It's not like, like I'm reconstructing clips or altering anything. The clips are there. I just, I would just take the clips and just put some music behind it like I do in my YouTube shorts. But the clips are there. The clips is there. I can't help it that the clips is there. And they're real clips. It's not anything doctored, like I said, doctored or altered by other people. But it's because sometimes, when you're a K-pop singer and you get on stage and you dance, sometimes things happen. Sometimes some things will make you rise to the occasion. You know, it'll make you rise to the occasion. So I didn't like I found okay. I found these clips by accident. Like I wasn't looking. I didn't go looking for it. It just kind of found me. Like I didn't go look for this shit. I was on the internet minding my own damn business, looking at BTS stuff, and then I was like, okay, let me get some. I was like, let me get some sexy pics. And so when you Google sexy pics BTS, like AI stuff come up, all kinds of stuff come up, like really nice professional photographer. I didn't know that like people had like whole websites, whole Pinterest about like here's this person in this outfit. And you can see right here, and then they circle it. I was just like, I was like, what am I looking at? And I was like, let me click on this one. Then here's a GIF. And then there's like, here's whole clips of video of them performing. If you notice, if you slow it down right here, I was like, my whole face was like, what now? Ma'am. I was like, let me rewind real quick. Research purposes. Because your girl likes to research. Research purposes. Research purposes. So I didn't know that these clips, I was like, why ain't nobody tell me about this? I was like, I didn't know this. They're like, oh, it's notoriously known in the fandom. So there's certain outfits in BTS fandom that is notoriously known. Like there's like whole websites and y'all research, girl. Girl, I had to do my research. So there's whole outfits or performances that are notorious. And again, I'm new to BTS, so I don't really know this stuff. So yeah, there's whole outfits in certain performances, certain stage performances, or concert performances, or variety show that is notoriously known as like, where it was a little something happened. I don't know. It depends on which member we're talking about. And so there's one of Sugar in a pink pajamas that kept popping up. And I said, what is this? And then somebody was like, go look it up. So I was like, la, 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 la. I Googled it on my phone. It was like Sugar in the pink pajamas. I Googled it. I was like, I said, their pajamas is doing what now? I was like, oh, the pajamas understood the assignment. The pajamas understood. Honey, they understood the assignment. I don't know what directive. I'm sure the stylist is like going, should we have put them in satin pajamas? Oh no. I'm sure it was a good idea. Cause back in 2016, 2017. Like pajamas was like, remember I don't know if you remember back that far. But anyway, back in 2016, 2017, like satin pajamas was like a whole thing. Like people were wearing them. People were wearing satin and silk pajamas. Like it was kind of like a little fad, especially in Korea, especially in K-pop circles. Like satin and silk PJs, like that shiny satin material. It kind of like made a revival. So some stylist was like, oh, it'd be cute if we had BTS dancing on stage and they all wear different color pajamas. Well, if you're a guy, let me say if you're a man, and you wear certain kind of like certain kinds of materials, like sweatpants, satin pajamas, depending on how the bottoms fit, depending on what's going on in your life, you may see something rise up from the dead. Like especially if you on stage and you dancing around and things are flopping around, girl. So if you ever want to really understand, I told people it's not, I don't know if it's safe for work, but it's probably not safe for work. But like I went and Googled it on YouTube. I was like, well, let me see. I'm sitting there, I'm like, I was like, why is everybody freaking out over it? Because like I watched the video, like the first couple seconds, I'm like, okay, they dancing on stage in pink pajamas. I was like, oh. I was like, oh. I was like, oh. I was like, Oh, okay. So, but I'm like, but they're wearing underwear. Like like my brain is like went into overdrive mode because I'm like, okay, so are they wearing silk bottoms? Are they not wearing underwear? But I'm like, okay, well, they have to be wearing underwear. And I was like, okay, but if he's wearing underwear, then I'm like, is he wearing boxers or briefs? Was he supposed to be wearing briefs? Because I would think if you were wearing silk or satin pants as a man, I would think you would probably try to wear briefs instead of boxers. But I don't know. I don't know. But there was things flopping around. I'm sitting there going, I like I was like, let me watch it again. Like I was like, it's like a 3 minute performance, and like all of them, and I'm like, okay, some of them you can't see nothing, but for some reason with Sugar, like maybe he didn't have no briefs that day, and he was just wearing boxers, cause it was, I mean, girl, it was hanging and swinging. Girl, it was hanging and swinging. I was like, shit, I was a fan before. Bitch, I'm a super fan now. Cause it was hanging and swinging, honey. I was like, I said, no wonder y'all be watching this video over and over again. I like that motherfucking video had like over 2 million views. I know these chicks just had on rewind, just sitting there going. So they have clips. On like they have gifs and clips, and so I only took like a few of the clips, and I was like, I could put them together and do a YouTube short, because I was like, I didn't even know this exists. This is something to marvel at, because like BTS, they really dance. So he's like doing body rolls and shimmies and shakes, and he doing all this, and he grabbing his crotch, and I was just like, girl, I was like, oh, Jesus. Okay, somebody calling me. Spam. Potential spam. Girl, he doing body rolls and shimmy shakes and crotch thrusts. And I was like, Lord have mercy. I said, Lord have mercy. What am I watching up in here? Girl, I mean, so I was like, should I post that short? I'm gonna post that short today, just to make my sister-in-law mad. Like, she don't get mad, she just be exasperated. She be like, oh God, cause my sister-in-law, I don't know, she's a little bit more prudish than I am. Me, I'm just like, shit. I be like, I want to see what you working with. Come on, daddy, like swing it, like I want. I need to know. When we put the song on, what we had to, I ain't got no time. I want to know what it's like. I want to know. Well, I want to know. Fantasize. Can you throw the pipe? Like, that's all I want to know. Oh my God! Like, what's your size? Let me start at 10. Let me. Do I need to go lower? Or do I need to go higher? Like, I just want to know. I ain't got no type. I do got a type, but I really not really. I just want to know. I need to know. Like I get a pen and I'm like, is it this big? Is it this big? Like, what? I want to know. Let me get my pen out and be like, is it bigger than a pen? Is it longer than a pen? Well, let me know. like in my mind, I had to get off this. Oh, I'm getting high. Okay, I had to say in my defense, I'm shocked that a man as good looking as Sugar is walking the earth. Like, I tell people, like, us and our little sugar stands in our little group. Like I marvel that somebody this good looking walks around on Earth unfettered. Like, cause to me, it's like I find it eye droppingly credulous. And then like okay, so I'm new to this BTS thing. So I have BTS people that be telling me research purposes, girl. I'm researching all day, girl. I'm looking high, I'm looking low, I'm looking on the side, I'm looking on the bottom. So like people tell me they're like, have you seen this video? Have you seen that video? And I'm like, no, I haven't seen this video. So they give me videos. They give me videos to go watch. And I was like, why y'all be giving me videos? They're like, oh, you seen this? Because I haven't seen, like, there's some people that been BTS fans um for a long time, and so they know all the videos, they know all the all the photos, the photo shoots, because they've been in this, for a long time, and they've looked at up certain things. And so I don't really know. And so I always take suggestions. I was like, if you guys want to suggest something, or they'll ask me like, have you seen this? Have you seen? And I was like, no, girl, I ain't seen this. I ain't seen that. And then I will go. It's like, yeah, it's like Christmas. Every fucking day, GSP is Christmas. So they suggest things to me. But then I was like, can y'all motherfuckers warn me before y'all? Can I be warned? Because sometimes these bitches be telling me to go, in dudes, I can't say they bitches, but sometimes they be telling me look at things, and I just be like, well, I just be innocently just going online, like, here I am, Miss Kiki. I'm innocently going online. And I was like, and so they suggest me this like Valentino photo shoot. And I was like, yeah, I love Valentino, Valentino. I was like, why y'all bitches? I'm like, are y'all bitches trying to give me a fucking heart attack? Are you trying to fucking kill me? I'm like, y'all bitches finna have me flatline up in here. I said, y'all need to warn me before I click on these motherfucking videos. I said, what is wrong with y'all? They're dying. I said, girl, do not have me up with this man looking like this. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Do not have this man up here looking this goddamn good. The fuck is wrong with y'all? I had to turn off the video. I was like, oh shit, no, I said, at this pace, I will never get a boyfriend. At this pace, I will never get a man. They be like, Keisha, I'll be having them die. And I said, at this point, girl, I was like, wait a minute. I need to, like, I had to stop the video. I was like, I need some alcohol. Like, I had to go get a drink. I was like, I was like, why? I was like, why would y'all do this to me? They was dying. They was like, oh my God. I was like, look, y'all, they're like, I was like, y'all need to put a warning label. Y'all can't have this man up here looking this good in Valentino. Don't do me like that. I said, why would y'all hurt me like this? Like, why would y'all do this? And not even, y'all like, oh, they're like, oh, we should have warned you. Bitch, yeah, you should have. You should have warned me. I can't have this man up here looking like this. Like, I just turned the video. I'm like, I was like, oh my God. Okay. I was like, let me go get some alcohol. I'm like, I need a drink. I need some. I couldn't even do the short. Like, I was like, well, let me just do the short. I was like, fuck that. I can't do the short. I turned the short out. Like, fuck this short. I can't do this short. Like, this man is looking too good to be all day. Yeah, I just like, what is, I was like, y'all need, yeah, they be doing this to me on purpose, I think. Like, some of them be doing, they be like, tell her to go watch this one. And I'm just like, why? Like, why would y'all do this to me? I was like, what is wrong with y'all? I was like, y'all are evil. So I said, I have to like vet my, and then one of my friends went out and bought the Valentino perfume because she just went out and bought Valentino. She spent like $500 on Valentino perfume because it's sugar. Like, I'm just like, girl, that's a stand. Girl, that wasn't a stand warning, girl. I was like, I mean, like, that wouldn't even, I was like, girl, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I was just like, why y'all do this to me? They're like, they just thought it was funny. They're like, I was like, no, it's just, no. No, girl, no. Girl, yeah, $500. Like, you must really love sugar to spend $500 on some Valentino. Like, it was kind of a big bottle too, because like the little bottles are like 100 and something. She spent $500 on the sugar Valentino. Not just the Valentino perfume, but the sugar one in the big bottle. I was like, girl, you must really like. I like sugar like the next person, but I'm not like, you know, girl. I was like, y'all, I like sugar like the next person, but y'all, $500 worth. Does sugar get part of the proceeds? Because I was like, does all that just go to Valentino? You know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, does all this go to Valentino or what? The sugar? I'm sure he gets part of it. Maybe I think $500. But yeah, like that's a lot. That's a lot. God, and then when Sugar showed up, baby, they was going crazy. Like, these bitches was like, "Oh my God, bro!" It's like when I went to the AT's concert, and then they were like, "Oh my God, bro!" Like, these bitches went crazy. They were. I don't blame them though, because if I was there, like, what? Wait till BTS comes, girl. Just girl, it's gonna be scary. It's gonna be a frightening day for me. I'm getting. Do you get a sample, girl? If they get a sample of his DNA with it, I would take $500. For $500, I better get a lock of hair or some shit. I agree. If I got a sample of DNA, you know what? See, that's dangerous. You know what? There's a K-pop group um called Vicks, and they came out with a perfume called Starlight. And supposedly the rumor is that Starlight had like a drop of their blood in it, and like it had just a little smidgen of their blood. That was what the rumor was. Now I don't know if this is really true, because I wasn't a Starlight, I wasn't one of their fans, but Cardi B was a big Vicks fan. Like, she like fangirl out over Vicks. But supposedly Vicks, they put blood in the, like, that was the rumor. But again, I don't know if that was real. But that would be kind of weird. Like, you would, every time you put a little bit on, you'd be like they blood. Oh, girl, I don't know if I can. Well, no, I take that back. I would. You know, I believe it. Like, again, this is long. Vicks, their heyday was a long time ago. So this is over 10 years ago. GSP said she believed it. Girl, I don't believe it. I don't know if the blood was in there. I don't know. But I'm like, if I pay $500, they put sugar blood in. I'm sending it off to the nearest lab, and I'm paying thousands of dollars. Like, you need to extract this DNA right now. I need to be impregnated. Oh my God. It's just sad. I was like, I need to be impregnated with this DNA. Can you make this happen? Oh my God. That's why I can't be doing things. This is why I'm not allowed. And then my sister-in-law was like, okay, when BTS come in concert, I was like, she's like, girl, I swear to God, if you rush the stage and get arrested, bitch, I don't know you. She's like, bitch, I ain't bailing you out, bitch. If you rush the stage and try to snatch this man up, she's like, I'm done. I was like, girl, I can't make no guarantees. I can't make no promises. I was like, girl, I can't promise you anything right now. I can't promise you shit. Like, can I promise I'm not gonna rush the stage? No. Can I promise I'm not gonna get arrested? No. Can I promise you that I have bail money? Yes. I told y'all, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe just so I can have some money. Y'all gonna start a GoFundMe before BTS come out in 2025. Yeah. I told y'all before, when BTS come out 20, I told you I'm gonna start a GoFundMe just in case I have some bail money. Like, it's gonna be an international incident, and y'all all gonna be like, "Oh, there she goes. She said she was gonna do it." That bitch said she was gonna end up in jail. Yup, like, there she go, making a Frankenstein. Girl, I'd be like, DNA impregnate me. Let's go. Let's go. He ain't even got to pay child support. I just be like, all right. It'll be like so secret. You be like, like, where'd you get another baby from? I'll be like, you be like, you be like, wait a minute, you pregnant by who? I'll be like, don't worry about that. Come on with a baby looking half black and half Asian. Talk about whose baby is it? It's my baby. Who's the daddy? Don't worry about that. He ain't even got to pay child support. Girl, I'll just sneak that on in real quick. Bam, bam, bam. Y'all know, like there's no length my level of devotion. Like like just like I said, I get amazed because I get shocked that somebody this good looking is walking the area. Like I just like my jaw drop. I told my sister-in-law every time I just be like, why is this person walking the planet? Like how is this even possible? Like I don't even like I have to fix my mind to like really think this is possible because I'm like, it's not possible this man being this good looking walking the fucking planet. Like why what alchemy is this? Like I'm like, what voodoo is this man walking the planet? How do you be in the same room with this person? Like I wouldn't even be able to be in the same room. I would just be like, I'd just be sitting there like this. I would just be they'd be like, are you good? I'd be like, I'm not good. I'm not good. Like I would freak out. Like I would just be sitting there like just tweaking. Like I'd just be like, okay, play it cool, Keisha. No, I can't play. I was like, okay, just like when I go see the concert, I told my sister-in-law I'm gonna be sweating and I might pass out in the aisle. I was like, girl, my temperature's gonna rise and I'm just gonna hit the ground. I'm like, I'm gonna be breathing the same air as this man. And I'm just gonna be like, my sister-in-law was like, oh shit. She told him, she's like, my sister-in-law told me, look, girl, I ain't gonna be drag your big ass up out of here. You taller than me. My sister-in-law was like 5'1". She's like, you're taller than me. Girl, she's like, I'm just gonna call the security and have them, drag. She's like, girl, I'm not gonna be able to help you, girl. I can't. She's like, Lord have mercy. And then my sister-in-law was like, first she told me, she's like, well, I'm not going with you. I'm not paying. Because she's like, I know the tickets are going to be thousands of dollars. I was like, girl, I'll pay for your ticket. And she's like, all right, fine, I'll go. Because I told her I'll pay for a ticket. Because I know the BTS tickets going to be like, I don't like, it's going to be like 3,000, 4,000 a piece. I told her I'll pay 3,000, 4,000 a piece. I'll pay $10,000 for BTS tickets. No lie. On God. I'll drop 10 grand on BTS tickets. My sister-in-law was like, you're insane. I was like, girl, if I could be in like the fourth row, I was like, how else am I gonna go to jail? I was like, I gotta be close enough to go to jail. Bitch, don't you know I gotta be close enough to go to jail? I was like, I told her, I said, if this man get on stage and he look my way, I said, I'm just gonna hit the ground. Like I'm gonna sit down and I'm just gonna be shaking. I just be like, oh my God. Did he just oh my God. And then like then a group of my friends are like, well, we're all gonna wear wedding gowns because it's a whole thing. So they're like, we're gonna wear wedding gowns and we're gonna be ready. I was like, girl, we're gonna just decked out in a whole wedding gown. I have all this planned out for 2025. That's the only thing I have to look forward to now is BTS 2025. It's gonna be a rough 4 years, but BTS is gonna be there to console me. But they're like the Beatles or Elvis. Like it really is. Like they really are. Like people go crazy. Like no, people go crazy. There's millions of fans. Like BTS are on their way to being up there with the Beatles and that. Like whenever they go to airports, like people mob them. Like they have to have security. Like Sugar almost got snatched up one time. He was in Japan and this fan like got through his security and like grabbed him by the arm and like hurt his arm. Like she was going for it. This bitch I was like, I don't know whether to congratulate her or be mad at her because she got through. She got security. She was at the airport. She's a sasang, which she's an obsessive fan. I'm not obsessive, but she's a sasang. That's what they call it. They call them in Korea sasang. So she's from Japan. She even run a Sugar website, right? This bitch is all in. She ran through security. She was fighting security. Like this bitch was like, and she grabbed Sugar. She said, "You get." She grabbed him and she grabbed his arm and pulled his arm and hurt him. I was like, this girl she was throwing some hands. I said, girl, she was quick. I mean, she was on security and got in between them and grabbed him. And yep, and he was outside. He was getting out of his limo. He was outside a hotel, And outside the hotel, they had to have security. Just like Michael Jackson used to have security outside his hotel. But it's getting to the point where, yeah, BTS, like, they said if they get too big to where they can't live their real lives, like Michael Jackson couldn't live his real life. Like every time Michael Jackson's somewhere, there's people standing outside the hotel. So now in these days, it's harder with social media to be like secretive. And so when people find out that they're at hotels or hospitals, like Sugar's grandmother is in the hospital right now, motherfuckers didn't find out what hospital grandma's at. Grandma in the fucking hospital. Motherfuckers are standing outside a hospital in Korea right now because Sugar's grandmother's in the hospital right now. And these motherfuckers then showed up at the hospital. They talking about these motherfuckers didn't skip school. These motherfuckers didn't skip college. They talking about they got exams going on right now in college. They said motherfuckers are skipping college because Sugar's grandmother's in the hospital. And they found out what hospital it was. They had to have security outside the hospital because motherfuckers rolled up to the hospital and was like, and they weren't trying to do anything bad to Sugar's grandmother, but they were there for support. But the hospital's like, okay, other people are coming here. Like, we are a hospital, so we can't have all you ladies standing outside holding vigil outside the damn, like, what is wrong with y'all? So there's a bunch of fans holding vigil outside of a hospital for Sugar's grandmama because apparently she's sick. And so this is how crazy shit gets, you know. And if they lived here, if they lived here in America, it probably wouldn't be so crazy. But in Korea is you know, it's crazy. Like, you know, like they really work hard to try to protect their privacy. But when they come back and like they've been in military leave for 18 months, so it's things have died down. But when they come back in 2025, it's gonna be crazy. It's just gonna be because before they went to the military, it was crazy. Like they got to the point where some of them remarked that they felt like they wanted to step away from it because they couldn't live normal. Like anytime they try to date somebody, it's a scandal. Anytime they do anything, you know, because in Korea they're not allowed to date. Like it's a whole thing in Korea. K-pop idols are not allowed to date. So not, I mean, date period, not just each other, but date period. Like any girlfriend from any walk, like if they like one of them had a girlfriend one time and then they like destroyed her on the internet. They like went in, they destroyed her. And she's part of a group called Blackpink. Her name is Jenny. Motherfucker, she got death threats. They was threatening to kill her ass. They was gonna unalive that bitch. They was like, she had to have extra security because people was about ready to murder her because she was married. She not married. She was dating a member of BTS. Their relationship didn't even last that long, which I'm, you know, which is understandable because it's hard to keep up when she's in a K-pop group and he's in the biggest group. They relationship, but I still, you know, I don't know. There's still theories that they still see each other behind closed doors, but their relationship got out on accident. It wasn't on purpose. They were spotted somewhere together, and then somebody took pictures of them, and then he put his arm around her, and then they just decided to come public since the pictures got out. But they went to a private event, and somebody had snuck a camera in the private event, which they weren't supposed to. And somebody had a camera and snuck another camera and took pictures of them. And people went crazy over the internet when they found out that V was dating Jenny from Blackpink. Girl, people still mad about that. This was like 2 years ago they hadn't been dating, supposedly. And so I don't know. So it's a hard life to live. At least the Beatles and Michael Jackson were allowed to get married, you know, and have families, and people didn't go crazy. But being a K-pop artist, like they if they date, it could like end their whole career. Like, you know, so you really have to be extra secretive. And that's crazy. Like if you're with somebody and this person is in love with you, and but then they can't go with you anywhere, like y'all can't go to movie premieres, y'all can't go to, you know, to Paris week. You know, you can't be backstage at the concert. Like, what is the point of being with somebody famous if you can't have the perks of being in a relationship with somebody famous? Because I think that's part of it. Like, I wouldn't want to date nobody famous if I know that like we couldn't do TikTok videos together. I couldn't have this person picture on my social media. I couldn't tell nobody I was dating this person. I could barely even tell my family and friends because, you know, they may sell your story and drop the dime on you and leak your photos. Things have happened like that. So you can't even tell your parents that you're dating this famous person. So that's hard. Like, how would you how would you really, you'd have to cultivate a relationship in secret. Like you would sneak to each other's homes and, and then they're on tour all the time and they're gone all the time. I don't know how people have these relationships with famous K-pop people. And it's just like, it just seems like it's a no-win. And that's why none of them really have girlfriends. They do have girlfriends. They usually don't stick around for a long time because they're like, why would I want to be with you if we gotta hide? You can't tell your parents, you can't tell your friends. So basically, they just sneakily with this chick. Like if BTS had seeing somebody, which I'm sure they've had girlfriends, but they have to sneaky link with this chick. Like they can't ever bring her anywhere. They have to sneak over her house. She has to sneak over. They have to like do secret rendezvous, like they motherfucking married or some shit. Like you having an affair. So you never can come out and tell somebody like, oh, I'm having a relationship or oh, I'm with this person. Like you always have to keep it secret. You get in a relationship, they make them sign NDAs saying that they can't even reveal anything about their relationships. So it's like a whole like, thing. Like it ain't like it here in the West where Drake can go date, somebody. Nicki Minaj can get married. And Kendrick Lamar can have a wife or a girlfriend, whether they be famous or not famous. Meg Thee Stallion was dating that one dude that shot her in the foot or whatever. Like stars here can date each other. People like when they date. People like when Britney was dating Justin Timberlake. Like they were a power couple. People like that Ariana Grande got married. Like people like that. But in Korea, they can't do none of that. And that's just sad. Like it's just, and a lot of the old K-pop stars, they aren't married. Like a lot of them that are like in their 40s, they don't have any kids. They're not married. Some of them are very, very, have talked about being very lonely. Some of them talked about wanting to unalive themselves because it's just, it's hard to find somebody who wants to put up with that. Because again, like I said, I can't speak for men, but as a female, as a male pop star, I would think it'd be harder to find somebody than a female, than a woman pop star. Because again, most women are like, but I want to be with you. I want to, tell everybody I'm with you. I want to, how women are. Women are like, girl, guess who I'm dating? Da, 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 And so you're dating someone famous. You're all excited about dating this famous person. And shit, who don't want to be doing cute TikTok videos with your man? And y'all want to be hugged up and y'all want to be doing, dance challenges and and just imagine that you can't do none of that. They had to choose game over a partner, Yeah, yeah. You choose a K-pop life over a partner. And the partner, in some respects, will never come first. Like if they tell you going on a world tour, you gonna be gone. You gonna be like, and then let's say your partner, she has a job and she has a career. So she would have to take time off to go fly, to go visit you. And then when she do go visit, bitch, she can't be backstage. She can't just show up backstage like, hey, what y'all doing? Where my man at? No, it's like, okay, the concert ends at 9. You go get a hotel room. I'll come see you. So it's like, you kind of like, are we really in a real relationship or are we just fucking? They had to choose fame over a partner. In Korean K-pop, even the K-drama actors and actresses, they have to live the same standards. Nobody wants the K-drama women or men to get married. And when they do get married, it's a big deal. But the K-pop singers, girl, it's so tragic. Anytime they start dating, it's like things go crazy. Like the media be all over them. And then they'll lose fans. And then the fans will try to boycott. And then, so it's like, okay, I can be in love with this person. I can say I'm in love with this person. And then probably lose my career. Because like the K-pop idols are supposed to be on this pedestal. Like they're supposed to be perfect. A lot of these idols, they get plastic surgery and they starve themselves. Same thing with BTS. Like they talk about the crash diets they have to go to. They talked about the Suga has had work. Like I'm not even gonna sit up here and pretend that he has had work. He has had a nose job. He's had an eyelid. He's had his cheekbones done. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend that he's just naturally pretty, because I've seen pictures of him before he had the plastic surgery, and he was very like average. But then they wear makeup, and so and then eventually, Sugar talked about he eventually learned how to do his own makeup after a while. And so he can go to events and he doesn't have to hire a makeup because he can do his own makeup. And so they heavily put makeup on their face and look all, ethereal and beautiful, even though we've seen BTS members without any makeup on. Like they've been on shows and done things, and they still are good looking men, even without the makeup. But they have, not all of them, but I know for a fact that Sugar's had work. I know Sugar has had work, and he's admitted it, that he's had work done. So, and most of the K-pop singers, you look at old pictures of them, and they don't even look the same. So, it's a whole thing in Korean media. But the idea of not having somebody, and you're 30, 40, 50 years old, and you don't have any kids, and you don't have nobody to come home to, like a lot of these K-pop singers, they all complain about being lonely, about, I don't have anyone to come home to. And then a lot of BTS talked about they don't have friends. They were like, in their industry, it's so cutthroat that other K-pop singers don't want to be friends with them. It's such a rivalry that we rarely have real friends. Like, you have people you do collaborations with, but people to where you can call and you can go over their house and hang out. BTS said we don't have any friends, and they don't have any friends in the industry. That the only time they have friends is if they've met people, like when they were kids, and they have friends when they were like in high school that they kept up. But a lot of them haven't, they've been working straight for 13 years. They haven't kept up with people they went to high school with. So a lot of them candidly talk about being very lonely, about not have knowing who to trust. Then you get with somebody and they like, oh, I like you and I'm your friend. And then you realize that they just using you. They like you because you're famous. And then they end up selling your secrets off to a tabloid or something. So yeah, BTS will talk candidly about their lives being very, very lonely. And it's sad, it's just sad, but yeah, you don't realize you're going to be alone in 60. Like I said, when they got into this as young men in their late teens, some of them were in their teens, some of them were in their early 20s, because they're different ages. But the idea that, like, I'm going to be famous, I'm going to have all this money, a lot of them have spoken that they didn't understand that the downside is that no privacy, none, that they will never have any private lives unless they leave it. That they would have to leave the group and just go live their lives privately. They've made enough money and they have enough endorsements that they could probably do that. But then you like to perform. They like making music. Sugar writes the music. He composes the music. He performs the music. So Sugar is one of the most talented one of BTS. He's written songs for other artists. He's written over 300 something songs, writing credits he's had. He's composed songs for BTS and a bunch of other artists in the West and artists in Korea. And so he writes, he composes, he does lyrics. He's come out with his own solo albums. He had his whole solo tour that outsold. He was like the #1 rap album in 2021 with Sugar D-Day. He was the #1 rap album. So he can easily leave it and just go and produce and do stuff. But some of the other ones that don't produce the music and don't write, their whole thing is that they like to perform and they like to sing. So when you are born performer and you love to sing, you love to perform, you love to dance, and that's what you like to do, but then you're like, well, the other side of it is killing me. It's stressful. I don't have any friends. I can't trust shit. I think really behind the scenes, you couldn't even trust your own family. Cause y'all know how family do. Y'all know how family be doing it. I don't know about y'all, but I got some family members that I know I couldn't even trust. Like, they especially if I got rich and famous, then you have family members that you can be sitting there with their hand out all the time, talking about, so you gonna pay for my wedding? And they have brothers and sisters, and they have paid for their weddings and help them go into business and stuff like that. So your family always gonna be, depending on your family, looking for a handout in some ways. And so you always have to be like, to me, it just seems like a very rewarding existence. When you have money, you can go anywhere you want to do and do. But then it's like, on top of that, it just seems very lonely for them. Like, it just seems like, like if they talk about coming home to a big house and there's nobody there. There's no wife, there's no kids. Some of them have pets, but that's about it. They come home and just sleep all day and then contact their business contacts or contacts the other members of the group, but they don't really have, they talk about all the time about not having any real friends, not having any real people you can reach out to. That it's a lonely existence being that famous. And then they said the more they became more, the famous they got, the lonelier it became, the more people stopped talking to them. Like, and that's how people do you. Like, sometimes people, the more successful you get, the people that aren't as successful as you, they get petty, they get jealous, and then they stop fucking with you. So BTS said they had friends at first, but then the more famous they got, people stopped fucking with them. Like, people wouldn't return their phone calls. They're like, oh, we were trainees together and we're the same company and you're in this group and I'm in this group. And it was cool when they was all on the same level. But then when BTS, when Dynamite and Butter hit and all that stuff, they said people just stopped fucking with them. They just stopped calling them, stopped talking to them. They was like, hello? Like, all the people that they was cool with in the industry, they just stopped fucking with them. Like, either because of jealousy, competitiveness, or just some people just petty like that. And then they just, so they learn to just stick to themselves because that's how it is with some people. They like, oh, well, they up there now. Well, we just leave them alone. It's sad, it's sad because they in their 30s. Like, as much as I like Sugar, I'm not delusional. I want him to get married and have cute little babies and pass on the DNA. There's another. I don't know if he'll ever get married. Like, out of all of them, he's the last one I would think that would ever get married. But they're young. Have fun while you can. If you're gonna get married, wait till you're in your 40s maybe. But I'm sure their families are like, when are you gonna get married? Like, when Sugar said his dad asked him all the time, when you gonna get married? When you gonna get married? And he's what? Sugar's 33 now. So it's like, yeah, it's like, when are you gonna get married? And it's like, oh man, yeah. So I just think it's sad that, like, it's just like, you have to be like, I want to be famous, or do I want a life? I would choose being famous. I would say fuck everything else. Give me the fame. OnlyFans scammer drains man's credit cards. Oh my God, I gotta watch that later on today. But anyway, I'm finna let y'all go so I can get some work done. I gotta talk to my sister-in-law. But I thank you, GSP, for being here as always. I'm gonna go look right now to see if I can find this Love After Lockup episode. That's what I was gonna do. Uh, uh, let's see. LALU. I was gonna see if I can find it. Because again, I don't watch this Love After Lockup. Good to see you. Love After Lockup. Maybe I need to put episodes because it's bringing up something in India. It says LALU episodes. It's bringing up something in India. Hold on. Maybe I need to do all caps. I don't know. Okay, I'm trying to do Love After Lockup, but it keeps bringing up some Indian thing. LALU. Okay, there's one Love After Lock. No, when I do LALU, it brings up, oh, all caps. Okay, let me try it again. Because when I do it just in regular, yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Can I get it in all caps? Oh, I'm gonna have to. Oops. I'm gonna have to do it on my phone because I can't do it on my TV. Because when I do it on my TV, it just defaults it to the. Can I do it on mine? No, no. I'm gonna do it on my phone. But anyway, y'all, I would try to search it. Try to do it on my phone. Y'all have a good day, good evening, good morning. Thanks for being here. I had to like get myself together because, child, uh, I'm tired. I'm tired, 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 tired. But anyway, y'all have a day. Yeah, I'll try to find it later on. Anyway, y'all, bye.